the finals of season 2 of the community Pauper challenge. I apologize for almost saying it wrong. It's all come down to this. So it is going to be Math Guy coming in first place with his 3 decks of choice, and he's going to be up against Mr. Kung Fu Trees coming in second place. So now I believe Math Guy is probably going to choose to go first because he was the higher seed. Joining me tonight was supposed to be Shane, but
Shane failed.
Yes, for now it is going to be Ice. Ice, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's a Monday. What can I tell you?
Sweet. I hate Mondays, just like every other human being on planet Earth.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I'm excited for tonight because I think that if we think about the top 2 guys for the tournament, this will have been my predictions. It was actually not saying Shane. Like, these were the guys that I wanted to be in the top and show us good magic. So I'm very excited for tonight.
I think in terms of work that was put in, Math Guy and Kung Fu probably put in the most work, both playing-wise and deck preparing-wise, in my opinion.
I mean, if we see their history and we see the type of game that we had, I think that those two have shown by trophies, by what they play, that they have mastered the actual format.
Right. Math Guy regularly excuse me. Math Guy regularly top 8's Pauper Classic Tuesdays, while, I mean, Kung Fu Trees is no slouch to the Pauper format whatsoever at all. So just before we start, as the players are waiting for the go-ahead, the way that this will work is this finals is best 3 out of 5 matches. So each match is going to be best 2 out of 3 games. Since Math Guy was the higher seed, he gets to choose to go first, and I did get word earlier that he did choose to go first. So what's going to happen is, after the first match, whoever lost gets to pick the die roll. And and so on and so forth for the loser. What's going to happen is, if there is a game 4 and or a game 5, the players will be allowed to choose between one of the 3 decks that they already have in place. But whatever they choose for game 4 cannot be played again in game 5. So let's say for game 4 we see Snow go against Blue Red Delver. Now, if there's a game 5, we're not going to see those 2 decks again. So the 3 decks for tonight is going to be, for Math Guy, you're going to see Red Deck Wins, Snow Go, and Blue Red Delver. For Kung Fu Trees, it's going to be Blue Red Delver, Rovatron, and Is It Blitz. Ice, what do you think about the lineup?
It's very interesting because I see that Math Guy brought basically 3 control decks, while Kung Fu has 2 of the... Well, I guess Red Deck Wins will be the aggressive one in that one. So both of them have 2 controls and 1 deck that is not control. I think that how they line up will be very important for tonight, because some of those matches seems to be very one-sided. Like Red Deck Wings versus Tron doesn't seem to be very easy for Tron.
No, not at all. I have to imagine that Snow Go is probably at a disadvantage, actually, against all 3 decks, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Snow Go probably, its best chance is against Is It Blitz.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then,
but then again, it's a Blitz, it's a deck that at any moment can take a match from any other deck fairly simple, right? It can just come out with a perfect hand, turn 3, turn 4, you're dead, without being able to do anything about it.
Well, I don't necessarily think that Snow Go is going to beat Is It Blitz. I think that Snow Go is probably very underpowered against Rovatron and Blue Red Delver. Blue Red Delver, for the fact that it is both a tempo deck that counters things and an aggro deck at the same time. And of course, I think we all know the history of Urzatron in general against any type of blue control deck and how it goes.
Yep.
It'll
be, I don't know. I feel like Math Guy, from those decks, I feel like he has the advantage. I don't like for this final to bring Is It Blitz from Kung Fu. I think that there were a lot of other aggressive types. I'm surprised that we don't have any Stumpy, for example, or any Elves, for example. Yeah. So I don't know about that Is It Blitz. I think that might be the weakest one from Kung Fu. But he did win, I believe, last week with it. So let's see.
He did. So just before we start, the road to here was Math Guy never lost, I don't believe.
Of course not. It's Math Guy.
Actually, did Math Guy ever lose? I don't remember.
No, Matt was undefeated.
Math Guy is the first official person to ever go undefeated in the Community Pauper Challenge in the Swiss. We'll see if he can be the first person ever to go fully undefeated entirely. Michael Ruru came close last season, but Shane had something to say about it, as we all know. Which, yes, is still surprising to this day. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Trees made it in with, I believe, an X and 3 record or an X and 4. I don't truly remember, but yes. And so yeah, we're gonna go down to the match, and it looks like it's gonna be Snogo against Izablitz will be the first matchup. Are the hand cams correct?
I believe so.
Yes, they are. Okay. Sometimes the hand cams likes to play tricks on us, so.
This seems to be it's a nice hand for Math Guy. I don't know about the Easy Blitz. I would like a very fast clock, and I don't see anything there.
As always, if you'd like to follow along with us with the deck list, you can check them out at our Community Pauper Challenge page on Weebly.com. Exclamation point deck list, as I just did, if you want to have the command pop up and follow along as well. Kung Fu apparently is being a good friend to me and posting on Reddit. Okay.
Such a nice guy. Oh, Jen's here too. Wow.
Jen is stuck in the middle of school. I hope his paper did well.
I guess we'll wait for Kung Fu to deal with that.
I'm sure Kung Fu will be a few minutes. So, while Kung Fu is doing that, it looks like I can tell you guys that you can follow all of us, all of our individual things going on. Zane, of course, has a Twitch stream if you want to check him out. You can check him out at twitch.tv/zmagic94. Zane doesn't do Pauper very often, but he does sometimes, but usually he is a variety streamer. And he is very entertaining to watch. Usually does brews, so check him out. You can also always check out Nega Shane as well, twitch.tv/nega_Shane. He is probably the biggest Pauper streamer right now regularly. I don't know if he actually gets more views than Deluxikov currently, but Shane is definitely the biggest Pauper streamer you can find. You can always check me out at twitch.tv/arcticghost_TV if and when I get around to it. You can check out Jen. Jen started streaming recently. You can check him out at twitch.tv/JenStukov with a 0 in between the K and the V. You can check out Michael Ruru's YouTube channel, tiny URL. You can check out 420 Dragons. You can check out Pauper MTG. Kung Fu Trees does have some stuff. And then, as always, maybe be sure to check out Propaganda as Deluxikov. Probably the name you'll recognize the most from both the new and early Pauper days. And as always, if you want to follow us, you can always check out the links under the follow tab underneath the stream box. And it looks like we are ready to go. So
most players are ready, so let's see what we can get here.
Yep. So are they still choosing to mulligan?
It seems that way, but I don't see both of them have 7 cards, so I think that at least
no, they both kept. So well, Math Guy's hand is pretty good. The problem with Math Guy's hand is that if it does not beat a resolve Cyclops.
Right, and I think that would be a big deal, but at the same time, Kung Fu doesn't have anything aggressive in the hands. Both growth are doing nothing, and now he got the Battle Rage, so he needs a better target than just the Spell Thief for this one.
He can deal 14 damage.
With the Thief, I guess.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. He if he gets a red source, he'd be able to deal 16 damage.
On the other hand, Math Guy already has an exclusive and a counter spell, so I don't think that Spell Thief is going anywhere soon.
Whereas the second blue doesn't have it yet. That Spell Thief is going to live. In case you guys are wondering what the card is in the red card in Math Guy's hand is, I know it's not very popular. It is Stagger Shock. It is from Rise of Eldrazi. It is 3 mana for an instant that deals 2 damage to a target, just like Shock does, and it has Rebound. Now the problem is, damage of course falls off when the turn ends, so it's not like he can Stagger Shock the what is the name of that card?
Spell Thief. Elusive Spell Thief.
Elusive Spell Thief, thank you. It's not like he can target the Elusive Spell Thief. Spell Fist.
I'm going blind then.
All right. Spell Fist. Sorry. It's not like he can target it and kill it somehow. He would have to target it with both of them. So.
And this one doesn't grow as fast as the Blitz normal cat or the Cyclop, right? This one only gets +1/+0, but it's unblockable at that turn.
It's unblockable, but that's not really. I don't really think that matters much. We see Lightning Bolt, Thermal Alchemist, and Snow Covered Island. I know Kung Fu's probably going to want to keep both of the red cards. I don't think he needs the other land right now, though.
And this version of Kung Fu, it's not as all-in as the other version. This one still has the Alchemist and the Spell Fist as kind of like, you know, it's a slower clock. It would not kill you that fast, but at least it has more consistent damage.
Yeah, he's more of a tempo type of deck. Like, he has the option to play control, which we saw helped him out a ton against Shane, I believe, but it gets the job done eventually.
I'm expecting this to be counter here. Draw a card.
Yep, using Exclude, of course, because Counterspell can counter anything.
I guess he can choose to kill the. No, he doesn't have the mana. Is that a? How much does that cost? 3? No, he still doesn't have the mana to kill the Spell Thief.
Yeah, he needs a lot. He needs 6 mana. Now, looking at we'll of course take a look at the Snow-Go deck during the sideboarding, but looking at the Snow-Go deck from the main deck, there is no white in the deck, so this isn't the 5-colored version. The only way for Math Guy to actually win the game, besides pissing your opponent off until they concede, is Battlefield Scrounger. It's usually the main way. Is Battlefield Scrounger?
I mean, pissing off your opponent. That would be a way to win.
Oh, that's true. You can't even burn them out. There's no lightning bolts in the deck. Stagger Shock's there. So yeah, there's just that. The counter suite is 2 counterspell, 4 exclude, and 3 rewind. The swamp is there, although he doesn't play black for anything. Oh, to flashback mystical teaching, sure.
Yep.
So, of course, Scred is the main the main removal spell of this deck, and Scred is quite good because once you get out 5 lands, you pretty much kill anything that isn't Ulamog's Crusher in the format that you're reasonably going to expect.
But he still doesn't have one in hand, which to me it seems like right now Kung Fu can go at least 17 damage to face. He's, I guess, looking at Math Guy's list.
I don't think he'll do that when he knows that Counterspell is a possibility. I mean, there is only 2 of them, but there's no reason, I think, to rush it out right now.
Oh, no, definitely. But at least he already have that much damage in hand, you know.
Never mind. So the hell was what I just said.
No, he went for it.
No,
counters played. I mean, it's a risk because he can have this Scred.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you're, this is a great play because if you're a Math Guy, you're not going to expect just 2 Mutagenic Growth out of nowhere.
Yep.
And that Lightning Bolt in his hand, plus the Thermal Alchemist, plus the fact that both creatures can't die to
Scred?
To one Stagger Shock.
Oh,
well, they both have Scred, but you know, it's pretty. Oh, actually,
he didn't go for all.
Can he still get? You can't even Scred the. He should have brainstormed in response if he wasn't going to counterspell.
I think Math Guy didn't expect the whole thing to be on his hand, and this is very interesting. I like that how Kung Fu started with the Battle Rage to see if he's gonna get Scred or something on his creature, and then answer with the Growth. And he just waited till the end now in the combat state and say, "Well, he hasn't done anything about it. Let me just go for all the damage here."
Well, there's Scred, but Scred's not gonna do it.
It's too
I don't
late
think so,
now.
right? How big is the dude? He's an X5 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just has to scoop.
Just quit. And this is interesting. I would have gone for the Brainstorm right when he did the Battle Rage, and at least have that option in hand, not wait till it's over, basically.
Well, I wouldn't have done it when he did the Battle Rage. I would have done it in response to the first Mutagenic Growth, which obviously was just a slip up from Math Guy, so it's not a big deal. Taking a look at Math Guy's sideboard, he's got 3 Spellstar Sprites, which are going to be really good in this matchup because not only do they counter a bunch of the cantrips or Lightning Bolt or mutagenic growth, haha. But the fact that they're also a blocker is pretty good. Pyroblast and Hydroblast, of course.
Yeah, everybody has those on the deck. So are you thinking that he's gonna bring everything, Hydro, Pyro, and all the sprites?
I am thinking Stagger Shocks are not going to be anywhere near this main deck anymore. I think the Magma Spray is... I think he's probably going to bring in the 6 Blasts for 4 Stagger Shock, the Spray, and the Electricity. And I think I would personally trade the Rewinds for the Spellstar Sprites. I think the rest of the deck is good as is.
You want to the late game rewind and just have something for it. I'm okay with that. Not my spray considering anything, right? The creatures are 0-3, so they don't die to them.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna take a drink of whiskey.
So if we switch now over to it's a Blitz from Kung Fu, we'll see that he has, like everybody else, all the blasts, red and blue. He has some dispels.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers. We switch here. We lost the feed. Thank you. We have the Hydra, we have the Pyros, we have the Dispels, the guys. I like the guys for this matchup because they don't tend to die fairly easy, but I don't know if I will stay as a control deck or try to go even more aggressive.
No, I think you're all aggro. I think...
So bringing the Battle Rage, the God Shot to even have more pressure?
I think 4 Battle Rages is a lot. I think the only matchup where you bring in more Battle Rages is when you're up against a deck where you're uncontested.
Okay.
Would definitely bring in the Pyroblast. I mean, take out the Delvers, they suck.
That's an easy take.
You know Kung Fu's going to bring in Deep Analysis, and he's going to bring in the Geist. I'm wondering if he's going to bring in the Hydroblast and the Dispels, or just the Dispels. See, it's tricky because, unfortunately, all 5 blasts are very good, but you don't have room. So you got to really think about which ones are the best ones to bring in. And I'll be honest, I usually have trouble with that.
And it's an interesting for me because it's like, are you bringing the guys and the deep analysis when you want to be even more aggressive and be very combo centric, or are you gonna bring all the blasts and try to just take control and hit you slowly with the fiends and the spell fights?
Personally, from my point of view, from always playing this deck, against a deck like Snowgo or, for instance, Mono Black Control, you want to really become a deck that does a lot of chip damage while still having the possibility of the all-in combo, of course. And I think looking at Kung Fu's deck, he's constructed his version very well to be able to do that.
And it seems that they're starting fast. We see Math Guy with just a bunch of islands and some...
Math Guy's hand is actually really good. He has all the mana he needs. He's got a Spell Stutter and a Pyroblast. Kung Fu's hand is not great, but he did scry into 2 really good cards.
He did bring the Geist.
Did we know what he did with the Taxon Probe? Did he keep it on top? I did not see if he kept that one on top. I assume not, because he already has one, but...
Yeah, I think he put it on the bottom on the Geist. Top? Okay, so he put both on top.
We're getting word that he topped. Another land from Math Guy is very good here. Math Guy just wants to develop his mana. Math Guy does not give a crap about how long this game takes. I know that the viewers do, but Math Guy doesn't.
The top for the probe is very interesting because it seems like he will go turn 2 Spellfist and then turn 3 try to go for all the spells that he has in hand and start shipping a win Math Guy.
I would not counter that. There is no reason to counter that, I don't think. So I mean, I understand what he's going for. He just wants to keep the board clear and be safe. But the problem with that is the Spellfist doing 1 or 2 damage a turn is not going to do anything. Oh, the Magma Spray. Oh yeah, right. Magma Spray removes a dude, doesn't it? I forgot about that. No wonder Magma Spray's still in. I'm dumb. Why is Delver still in this damn deck?
Yeah, I would think that he would have taken them out completely.
I'm biased. I hate Delver Secrets and Izzet Blitz.
I can see, yeah, in the whole deck, it doesn't seem like you either want to go full aggressive with your combo pieces or not. I personally don't like it, and especially after board, I would have taken him out.
Yeah. Oh, he's gushing now. This is pretty good because he's going to actually get to cast this Stormbound Geist now. Unfortunately, he's going to run into a Magma Spray, which is even better than a Pyroblast here.
That's so good for him. He'll be able to remove completely that, and then Kung Fu is so behind in lands now that he gosh.
The thing is now though is Math Guy is sitting on. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Never mind.
Never mind. Just forget what I said. Must be the whiskey talking. I only took one sip.
So now he has the Prohibit in hand, and this game, even though he only has Teachings and Prohibit in hand, it seems that he has good control over Kung Fu. Because even this Fiend now, he'll be able to counter and continue
Prohibit's really a card that I don't think is utilized enough in this format. Like, a lot of people really don't understand just how valuable only having one blue to cast it is really good.
Yep.
You know, like, I usually play at least 2 copies in all of my Tron decks that play blue, just because I think it's so crucial to have a good counter spell that can counter anything. And in this format, when you're playing something like Tron, it's very rare you're going to have to counter 3 or 4 mana converted cost spells.
Yeah. Now this will be interesting. Oh, he went for the Preordain. I was expecting him trying to land both Delvers of Secrets here and try to start developing a board. I mean, he seems to be really behind, even though that Gush at the beginning kind of like put him behind in lands.
I think
Math Guy is still developing the board.
I think what Math Guy is trying to do... No, I'm sorry, not Math Guy. I think what Kung Fu Trees is trying to do is just play the 1-for-1 game. The problem is, he's doing that against a Mystical Teachings deck. The problem for Math Guy is there's no black mana actually on the board right now.
Yet.
So Math Guy right now will probably go for, I don't know, maybe
don't
a
say
Pyroblast?
Thinkwise. Yeah.
Stagger Shock. He kept the Stagger Shocks in. The only reason I can see keeping the Stagger Shocks in is if you anticipate keeping Delvers in, which of course Math Guy clearly knew. So, and Stagger Shock's going to do its job. It's going to kill 2 Delvers here for free.
Well, I like the strategy of going 1 by 1 here, in the sense of that he already have Deep Analysis and Faithful Looting in hand. So slowly he will be developing more cards than Math Guy, because Teachings, yeah, it can bring something, but this deck doesn't seem to be like 100 cards Teaching that has a lot of options, right? This one is more linear to the options that he has.
Kung Fu Trees, of course, also probably just trying to develop his mana base for the simple fact that he's playing the longer game with Faithless Looting and Deep Analysis, which is obviously going to be very interesting and probably work out for him here as well. It's a lot of Magma Sprays to put in the deck. I guess it kills Kiln Fiend.
It's interesting that it's been 3 turns already and the Delver of Secrets haven't flipped, right?
Are you kidding me? No one ever raw dogs that card.
Of course, but he has the Ponder in hand, and I'm suspecting that he's waiting for something before running the other one. If the opponent has the Electricity main or something, because I saw in the board that he might run them, but I wouldn't board them in just for Delver of Secrets.
I don't think Electricity is anywhere in the deck right now.
Yeah. So it's interesting
it is interesting that out of all the not to interrupt you, but it is interesting that out of all the fetching that Math Guy did, he had a Teachings in hand and never once got the Swamp, but he specifically got the Forest. I think
he drew the Forest. I think that he went for Mountain and Island, and then he drew the. He did okay, so he did search for the Forest.
I'm just confused by that, because I think with the Mystical Teachings the Swamp is more valuable, but I guess I don't know what the reason for the Forest was, but
so it's getting rid of the Delver of Secrets here, but he still had to deal with the Alchemist. And then he rebounded. Yep. And I'm assuming that he's gonna Magma Spray to have the other one, get rid of it, and keep the pressure with the Sprite, which he has done a lot of damage with that Fairy the whole game. I think he's already 6-7 damage with it.
I think I would have used Spread on that card to give Kung Fu a chance in this game.
So you think that the game is pretty much Math Guy right now?
No. Hold on.
Don't die.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad thing. I think Math Guy is just really heavily ahead right now. Also, Kung Fu is getting quite mana flooded. He's seeing a lot of lands when he does not need to. Shuffles, though, and gets a Preordain, which is probably one of the best cards he could see.
He did. And he's running the Cyclone now.
I suspect Hydroblast is going to take care of this.
And And then run the Delram as oh,
Nope.
he did. I guess he's waiting for it to start doing the battle rage or something and then kill it.
Well, I think the reason you can let it resolve is with both Scred and Hydroblast, you pretty much have 2 removal spells that takes care of it. So you know that Kung Fu is not playing any Apostle's Blessing, so he can kind of just be lenient about it. I'm a little surprised that he didn't Magma Spray the Delver Secrets or anything like that.
It's interesting that he's offering to trade it there. Well, I guess it flies. It hasn't flipped yet, so he's still keeping the pressure with the Sprite.
There you go. You also want to keep the Hydroblast just to counter Pyroblast. I mean, that is a realistic thing.
Yeah. And he waited for Kung Fu to be tapped out and then just run the Scred and kill it fast.
So, one interesting thing about Math Guy's deck also is that he does play... I think he does. Yeah, he does play 2 Pulse of Marasa. And the only thing that card would do in this matchup, because I highly doubt Battlefield Scrounger is ever going to die if it hits the battlefield, is it literally just gets back a fetch land and gains you 6 life.
No. I mean, that life difference might be good in this race. I mean, right now we're seeing Delver versus just a single Sprite trying to kill the opponent.
Oh no, I think it's going to be great in this race because it gives you more time against the Delver. Like, you don't really care about taking Delver hits, I don't think.
Go for it.
For those of you who may be wondering, to see who's up a game, do check the red arrow or red arrows next to a person's name. That's how you can tell. To be able to tell who is up a match, we'll probably use the red arrows as well in some capacity that I'm sure Zane will figure out.
Good way to throw Zane into the way. Do you think that he'll go for
Zane's
the
good. He does a lot of good work.
Do you think he'll go for the teachings for the pulse at one point just to keep the race going? I mean, he's taking care of every single one.
If he ever gets a swamp, I think we're going to see teachings for teachings before anything happens.
I see the Ponder.
You know, it's quite interesting that Kung Fu's down to, is that 29 cards, and he's only seen Delvers and 1 Cyclops.
Yeah.
And a spell.
I think he did see a Fiend, right? Yeah, there we go.
Well,
now you got
see
it. All of
Fiends,
them together. And then Prohibit Think Twice. We haven't seen anything twice or anything like that from Math Guy.
I'm pretty sure if he teachings for Think Twice wherever Shane is, Shane's probably going to, like, be screaming at something.
But it does seem that he removed the rewinds. We haven't seen any rewinds in hand, and we have seen both Hydra and Pyro.
He might just have not drawn them. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like 1 left in the deck, just because you gain so much value by resolving a rewind and being able to teachings in the same turn, or like play a thing twice and flash it back.
So it seems that Kung Fu is trying to resolve the Cyclop, but this one seems to be getting the Hydra class.
One big thing here is Math Guy does have to keep top decking every single turn, because 1 threat will win the game right now for Kung Fu.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, but there is the swamp though, so it's not going to look too good for Kung Fu soon.
Now the MVP of the game is still the Sprite. It was like turn 2 or turn 3 Sprite, and that's all the life that he has taken from Kung Fu. It's been turn by turn, 1 by 1.
Like I said, the Sprite is really good. It's very good against this matchup. There's a flashback thing. Thing. Oh, 2 Kiln Fiends is actually pretty insane here because there's only 1 Scred to deal with them, and he's not going to get the flashback teachings right away. So, if he can catch Math Guy having to tap out a couple turns in a row or even bricking, he's going to get fairly lucky. The other thing is that if Math Guy chooses to go get a Magma Spray or a Stagger Shock and doesn't anticipate immunogenic growth, we're going to see Kung Fu steal this match.
It seems like it. Let's see what he tops.
He needs to draw a land here. That's not a land, but that does counter a Timber Battle Rage.
Yeah, and it stops the growth or anything that he has to answer in hand right now.
Well, you don't really care about the growth. You only care about Timber Battle Rage, I think, which Kung Fu is going to see now.
Can he do teachings into Magma Spray?
No, it's 6 mana to get back teachings, so...
Yeah. So it might be too late at that point.
Ponder. Well, Now, the other problem here is that this spell doesn't do anything. He needs another Battle Rage, or he needs a Pyroblast, and if that happens, the game is over. Or a Lightning Bolt. A Lightning Bolt will also do it.
Doesn't the Ponder do it? I mean, you
Well, no,
give it
because he
trample.
needs to resolve the Timur Battle Rage, which the Spellstar Sprite is saying no to at the moment.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanted to resolve it. Okay.
Oh, and he doesn't ponder again. He's just playing for the later game. I really think that's a mistake.
You will have come all for it there.
Yeah, I would have just went in because now he gets to flashback mystical teachings.
Well, he did see that. I remember he did the probe, so he did see that he has the sprite in hand. So this might be just preventing the counter. Since he loses the sprite now, he cannot counter the battle rage.
Right, but letting him flashback mystical teachings instead of just going for it there, I think, is a huge mistake. Because you have, unless he took out the lightning bolts, then I could understand.
Well, maybe.
And there's Hydroblast and a Brainstorm. And okay, Math Guy has it all. That's good.
Unlucky.
You know, the good old Michael Ruse syndrome of always having it all yet complaining about it. Most likely. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Math Guy doesn't actually ever. I've never seen Math Guy complain ever actually in my life.
I mean, Math Guy does have the advantage right now in hand, but on the board it seems like he doesn't have any pressure now. So he still has to survive. The Alchemist can still do a lot of damage turn by turn.
Right, he can. I mean, Math Guy can easily win the game between these two creatures. It's not hard at all. It's just a matter of. Sorry, Kung Fu. Yeah. Sorry. It's just a matter of losing my train of thought here. Playing all your spells in the correct order, sequencing.
Yep.
What I was looking for.
He started with a Ponder, doing some damage slowly to Math Guy. Math Guy wants to sprite that. That seems aggressive to me.
Aggressive Spellstar Sprite.
I mean, I get it.
He also doesn't. Well, he also doesn't know that he has a Faithless Looting.
Sure, he doesn't know what we are seeing in that sense, but it's still fairly aggressive. I mean, you're trying to just have this right out there blocking. There's other things that he would have done.
I think the way that Math Guy looks at it, and I can agree, is Ponder looks at a third card and also allows you to shuffle, as where Faithless Looting or Faithless Looting, you're stuck with two cards, and it costs you 3 mana to flash it back. You can't counter a Gush with it. With Preordain, you're pushing cards to the bottom and whatnot, and still trying to get lucky.
And talking about that Gush, it's so good right now that he managed to get the Gush, because that's going to give him a lot of cards and a lot of damage with that Alchemist and the Elusive Sprite. Like, that thing is still growing. I mean, he's not buffing it, and I think I see a 4 there.
2 growth. Now, the problem is the Pyroblast is going to stop the Spellfist from actually winning the game. I don't believe Kung Fu played a land this turn yet. So you see, he is going to get to cast the Cyclops.
And even if he gets rid of that, we are talking already about, what, 4 or 5 damage with the Alchemist this turn?
Wow.
That's so good.
He doesn't know that there's a Pyroblast, but if he did, he'd play the Killing Fiend right now. Most likely he's going to play the Cyclops because it's more mana. It's better use.
Will you have gone for the Battle Rage on the Spellfist?
I don't
Because I think you win the game right there.
Well, you also, like, if you get in with the Spellfist this turn, you also win next turn. Next turn with the Thermal Alchemist.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I think I will have gone all in. I mean, it gets to the point.
Well, the thing about it is, if you go all in, and he kills it like he is now, you're at the mercy of Mystical Teachings next turn. Which, if he draws a land, an untapped land, he can flashback Teachings for a removal spell, and then you lose the Thermal Alchemist, and now you're a turn behind. As where this way you're sustaining your aggressiveness.
Yep.
That exclude not going to do anything. So, if Kung Fu decides to go for it, this match is actually over. We'll see what Kung Fu decides to do here, though. Gitaxian Pro would be the best. Never mind.
Never mind. He has it all.
Yeah, Gitaxian Pro was literally the best draw because now he sees that the game is actually over. With 6 mana in play, he's not going to be able to actually flash back the teachings for anything.
Now, the last turn, I'm still stuck in the last turn. I think I will have baited it. I think I will have blocked with the Sprite in order to make the opponent try it, at least to do the Battle Rage and then kill it.
You can't block it's unblockable.
It's unblockable? Oh.
It's
I haven't used that card. Oh
And
yeah.
that is going to be the game. So match one is going to go to Mr. Kung Fu Trees, I believe. I don't think there's any 0 mana cost card in Math Guy's deck. And this was the one matchup I think Math Guy had a big chance in. No snuff out. Although that would help, actually.
That will help.
Yeah, that would actually help. As Zane asked about snuff out, but there is no snuff out.
I think gut shot is the only thing that he could get at that
Yeah,
point.
but Gutshot doesn't do anything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, the two decks left for Math Guy are going to be Red Deck Wins and Blue Red Delver. I apologize. Actually, Red Deck Wins should beat Denrovatron, though we have seen Kung Fu Trees, pull things out of his butt before. And then I could personally say Math Guy is a very remarkable Blue Red Delver player. I don't need to express how I feel about Kung Fu Tree's ability to play Blue Red Delver. So that's going to be an interesting mirror matchup if we see it. I'm pretty sure that Red Deck Wins is going to be the next deck while Math Guy has the play. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see Blue Red Delver against come out of the choice for Kung Fu Trees. And then
It's kind of expecting the same thing. I mean, once you
Yeah.
know you're on the play, it's kind of like, yep, I'm going for Red Deck Wins. I'm going to get my easy win and start thinking about the next game.
For sure. Also, I know that you guys heard me speak about PCT before. What PCT is, it is a tournament called Pauper Classic Tuesdays, which is a free weekly Pauper tournament with real prize support. It is hosted on the website gatherling.com. I am the host of it. And it happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or Eastern Standard Time, whatever the hell we go through that bullcrap. If you want to compete in it, like I said, it's free. All you got to do is make a name on Gatherling, sign up, and there you go. It's not a big deal. It's a pretty good tournament with usually a good turnout. Prizes are guaranteed, no matter the turnout, of course. And it's a lot of fun. And if you want to practice Pauper, if you want to make some good friends, if you want to check us all out, you can. You can also check out the Pauper Discord, of course. And these are not the decks I was expecting to see right now.
Not at all.
It looks like we're going for match 3. It looks like the matches that we expected ice are going to happen. It just looks like they didn't happen in the correct order that we thought.
Mind games. Do you think that they're trying to play mind games over each other? Because I don't think if I was Kung Fu, I would expect the Red Deck Wins, and I would have not played Tron against it.
Let me see. Gatherling link doesn't seem to be working. Looks like Gatherling is down at the moment. It might be down from maintenance. I'll contact. I'll send a message to Long Time Gone about that real quick, and it'll probably be back. I'm sure it'll be back up by tomorrow. So I would not worry about it. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate that.
It seems to be down for me too. But anyway, going back to the match, Tron versus Blue Red Delver, I think, right?
Crap. I don't know. What? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, what was I going to do? Got sidetracked. Looking at Math Guy's Red Deck Wins deck. No, Math Guy is more aggressive on the burn. So, I don't know what went through Kung Fu's head, but Kung Fu's knows more than I do, so we'll see how that turns out, I believe. This is the best of 3 matches, yes. The first to win 3 matches will be the CPC champion for Season 2. Looking at both their hands, of course, Kung Fu's hand is actually insane. Looking at Math Guy's hand would normally be very good, just not against the Tron deck.
And that's the thing here. I think that Math Guy will be surprised when he sees Trons in the other side. And this is a really good hand for Tron. I mean, he has turn 3 Tron. He has already the Horror in hand. I mean, I don't know. I would, just by based upon the hands, I would give it to Kung Fu right now.
What the hell?
What did you break?
Wow, Facebook is incredibly inappropriate with that one.
So it seems that Kung Fu Tree draws yet another Tron piece.
Kung Fu Trees is really good at drawing the wrong Tron piece at the wrong time. He certainly does not know. He's certainly not Shane.
Yeah, but he already has Tron with that map on board. So I mean, turn 3 Tron is still pretty good, and having an island in hand that he doesn't have to search, he can start drawing a lot of cards with those drifters.
Good games. Autocorrect. Good games.
So who's commentating this evening? I'm Ice. Arctic is the other voice that you're hearing. And Shane already is online insulting you. You see, that's how you go in. You start, you join the conversation, and you start insulting Arctic, and you are welcome here.
Well, we're gonna keep you in here, and Shane can sit out. Also, because we have a good flow going, and I guess just easier that way. So Math Guy clearly has drawn perfect since I wasn't paying attention and was trying to fix Gatherling for you guys. And it looks like...
Oh, wow.
We're back.
You have a really nice neighbor there. Yeah, somebody was playing with their car. Anyway, Math Guy seems to be doing a lot of stuff here. He already has
Sorry
the
about
ninja
that.
play.
Hello, DeFreaky. Welcome. I didn't want to commentate with Arctic for the second week in a row, Capo. I love you too, Shane, sometimes. So,
it seems like Math Guy has all the answers.
Math Guy's
here.
hand is really, really insane. The two spreads, of course, aren't doing anything much, but Math Guy is still pretty good. Now, the problem, of course, is Moment's Peace is only so good against a deck like this, because Math Guy is not trying to aggro you out, really. And also, the counterspells can take care of Moment's Peace. But if Kung Fu can draw Moment's Pieces constantly, I suppose Moment's Peace could work.
Yeah, at least it will give him 4 turns. If he hits, yeah, he will give him 4 turns at least, and that's a lot of time for Tron. Although 3 Delvers in floors is a lot of damage. At any moment, you're basically almost dead.
And he flips them all. Jeez. Into a lightning bolt, too. I think that's game. Yeah, that's
Isn't
actually
that lethal?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
actually the
lethal.
nuts. Yeah, the nuts right there. It's like, yep, I have them all the time.
Now, the good thing about this is, of course, no Tron player is ever unhappy to lose Game 1 against Delver, because as Tron players, we just accept that our Game 1 sucks.
I mean, I would be a little bit upset. Kung Fu had a really nice starting hand, and then out of nowhere, Math Guy's like...
The problem is against Spread Delver, it's not really very good. Because the thing about it is the Moment's Pieces aren't going to get you very far, and the other thing is that your hand is also quite slow.
He had 2 more drifters.
Yeah, but against Delver, that's not really going to matter because by the time you resolve both drifters, you're already going to be like more than.
I don't know what blue-red Delver deck you play. I don't normally resolve 3 Delvers and 1 Ninja in like turn 4.
I never flip my Delvers, so I play Tron instead.
Looking at board, I see of course all the Hydras.
I've only ever lost 2 matches with Snow Delver, but I'm not a good player. So, sorry. Go ahead, Ice.
Looking at the board here, I mean, normally I would see a lot more land destruction or something. He only seems to have the normal Hydro Pyros that doesn't work that well against Tron. He will always have more. The guys are really nice in this matchup, I think. Although that's the Horror Delver, that's not Rugby, so there might not be that good. He doesn't run like Chain Aesthetic or anything.
No. The relics are going to be very good, of course, as will the Pyroblast. The extra Augur is probably going to come in. You can easily swap that for days, I think. The Screds will probably come out since Lightning Bolt pretty much kills anything that you are going to be upset about. I don't think you want to have to worry about killing the Horror, because the problem with the Horror is it's 6 mana, so by the time that card lands, if you're not in a good position, you're probably not going to come back very easily anyway.
So you prefer the bolts just to do damage into the face, right?
Yes, I prefer having at least 3 lightning bolts in my deck.
Now, how about the Shaman, the Gorilla Shaman? I think that's a key card that some people are like, oh yeah, I want it always, or no, I never want it.
You know, I it's won me many games from the the aspect of blue-red Peregrine Drake, the deck that should not be named, because I used to bring it in against Tron, because against Tron, destroying Relic of Progenitus and destroying Prophetic Prism was a big game. I think here that's not really the case. I think it's just too much of a liability, and you have better cards. Before they go in, can we take a look at Kung Fu's deck just really quick? Because Kung Fu has some interesting cards. Kung Fu has Circle Protection Blue, which, as we know, if it lands, Math Guy has no way to remove it.
Game.
It's probably game. Math Guy also has 4 Wretched Griffs, which are really good against this, because not only are they 3/4 flyers that are not easy to kill, but also because I guess that'd be a reason to keep Scred in. I forgot about those. But also because they draw you a card just for casting them.
So if you have both in your starting hand, do you think that's a good hand?
I think Math Guy is forced to keep. Look at we can just go to the match. I think looking at Kung Fu's deck, it's pretty explanatory what he's going to sideboard and sideboard out. He's probably going to take out Crop Rotation. The reason why I say take out Crop Rotation against a deck like Delver is because you're not trying to get Tron as quickly as possible. That's the good thing about the Tron decks, is that you can make the game take a little longer because you don't necessarily need Tron to beat the early game. You need it to win the late game, not the early game. That being said, we already see that Kung Fu has everything he needs currently. The Spellstar Sprite's going to be pretty good if he can somehow get another one, since he does not have Double Blue. Oh, that's just not fair.
That's just too easy now.
Well, he's going to resolve Cop Blue next turn, unless... No, never mind. There is nothing that stops the Cop Blue, actually. So,
That's it.
We're going to see one-hitted Delver. We're going to see Circle Protection Blue land. And, yeah. Then we're going to see Math Guy have to resolve a bunch of spells for the rest of the game.
And it's going to be a very slow, grindy game, I think. I mean, once you see Code Blue, it's like every turn he has to pay at least 1 mana per creature.
Kung Fu doing the greedy play, and how you got me, Kung Fu doing the greedy play and getting rewarded for it. I would have done the same thing, personally.
So good.
And the good thing is, it's he's really not very good at drawing tower, I've noticed. Have you?
I mean, it's fine because he only has to pay 1 mana per creature every turn. As long as he doesn't go 2 down because of the bolts, he'll be fine.
I particularly noticed that he's really good at drawing mine in his opener, then plant, then another mine, and having to search and work for the tower.
Not everybody's as lucky as Chain. I mean,
I
that's
do
my
believe
normal
that
hand.
I do believe Kung Fu specifically has that problem, and he's the only one.
He's the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one that has that specific type of draw, which is pretty funny. So Kung Fu, I can't see Kung Fu losing this game anymore. Once Kung Fu gets Tron going, I don't think Kung Fu can lose. Actually, never mind. He's at 11, so theoretically he could lose to 4 lightning bolts.
Yeah, he has to be bolt to bolt, back to back, because as more mana that he gets, the more that he can prevent.
Is this the first match where Circle Protection Blue has landed in the CPC?
I have never seen it that I can remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think this is the first time that we can see it.
Yeah, we're getting word that this is actually the first time Circle Protection Blue has actually made it in from a sideboard to a player's hand to the actual battlefield itself.
So what a time! I mean, this is really good for him.
Oh, yeah,
the pressure that Math Guy already has on the match is really good.
This is the matchup where Circle Protection Blue is for. So, actually, I guess Circle Protection Blue could also be for like Is It Blitz, but we know that Math Guy doesn't have that.
He only prevented one of the Delvers. He didn't prevent the other one, keeping the Pyroblast in hand. To kill the ninja, but you're preventing the damage from the ninja, so you're still not drawing. Well,
no, he wanted to keep up the Circle Protection Blue for the ninja, because the problem is, there's no point in which you can Circle Protection the ninja once you ninjutsu it into play unless you have the 1 mana up. So basically, what would happen is he attacks with both Delvers, he prevents one of the Delvers. That's fine. If he goes to prevent the other Delver, he's tapped out, the opponent gets to go Ninja. And the problem is, to be able to have that mana up to prevent Ninja, you have to either take the 3 or just hope he doesn't have the Ninja. And I think from Kung Fu's point of view, as long as you're not below 1, you're not dead. Or as long as you're not at 3, you're not in trouble. So taking that extra 3 there to make sure that Math Guy doesn't get to draw a card was worth it.
And I think that the whole joke about the tower, it's very important here because he doesn't seem to have enough mana to stop all these creatures. Every turn, Math Guy is getting one more creature, and he still has a lightning bolt in hand.
No, I think the whole joke is Urzatron in general, but that's neither here nor there.
1, 2, 3.
Wow, and a hush falls over the crowd. Awesome. Anyway, can't be funny all the time. I could try.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough for me. Anyway, so for everybody who thinks that Urzatron should be banned in Pauper, no. I mean, look how much work Kung Fu's having to do right now compared to Math Guy.
Yeah, but if you see the Pauper challenge week by week, Tron is not doing that good.
No, not really.
I mean, I don't think he even top 8 it this week.
I just want Peregrine Drake back.
We all do, or at least some of us do.
I don't think we all do. I definitely know that you and I do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of people were happy. I would prefer to ban the freaking spell fairy thing that counters stuff. That one drives me nuts.
Goblin Guy says, I would red blast the fairy that cantrips. It's better to prevent Math Guy's ability to draw his bolts. You know, Goblin Guy, I cannot disagree with that, but I think from Kung Fu's perspective, it's better to save the Pyroblast for a counter war rather than trying to stop him from drawing cards. Because I think also from Kung Fu's perspective is the top of his deck should be more powerful in theory compared to the top of Math Guy's deck. But the problem is Math Guy's deck is so good at drawing non-land cards that you have to use the Pyroblast wisely to get your big spells through.
And as soon as Kung Fu has the tower in game, I mean, that will be a big game changer for him.
It's going to be a big problem because then Cop Blue literally prevents everything.
And he'll be able to wall another Pyroblast, start drawing cards with the whatever you pronounce that wretched thing.
Right.
So.
Now the game here is not over because Kung Fu is at 5 life. Although the big thing is Math Guy is not able to actually protect a lightning bolt from a counterspell. So we'll see how that works. Now, if the problem also is Kung Fu Tree is giving Math Guy more time to set up and play more creatures while he does not have Tron out, it does not help a lot.
Although he's developing his mana with the Signet, so that's not that bad.
I'm pretty sure Kung Fu just conceded the game. Yeah, Kung Fu just died.
Yeah, the lightning bolt will definitely... I don't know why he went.
No, he's dead. He's dead.
I think that was a very, very greedy play. I mean, you have the Cop Blue already. Why did you just not wait a few turns, you know, stop all damage? You have enough mana to stop all of them easily. Not sure of this play, I mean...
Oh, well yes, Goblin Guy, that is true. I mean, we're all influenced by the fact that we know everybody's hand. I highly disagree with Kung Fu playing the Retrograph. I don't think there was a point in actually doing it.
Yeah.
I think he could have...
That was
waited,
greedy.
Yeah, he could have waited a few more turns. But what do you know? So we are going to have, at the very least, a match 4. It is going to be confirmed, since both players are now 1-1 in matches. For the next match, for match 3, we're going to see Blue Red Delver from Kung Fu Trees against Red Deck Wins. Looking at Math Guy's Red Deck Wins deck, it's typical Red Deck Wins deck, but unlike what Littlefield and Mikey Ruru and everybody else is used to playing, Math Guy decided to say, screw mutagenic growth, I want burn. So he's got 4 Fire Blast alongside the usual 4 Chain Lightning and the 4 Lightning Bolts. His sideboard has 4 Pyroblast and nothing really else for a Blue-Red Delver deck. I suppose Forge Devil is something, but I don't think that that's the best card to bring in.
I don't think that's good enough for this matchup.
Yeah. Looking at Kung Fu Tree's deck, however, he's only got 2 Hydroblasts. Okay. Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong deck. That's Blue-Red isn't Blitz. My bad. He's got 2 Hydroblasts.
Yeah, he still has to Hydro Blast. It's just that he has the Scred, he has the Echoing Truth, he has Oracle to block, so he has a couple of things that he can use there.
That is very true. This is going to be very interesting because Convo Trees is not the most set up to actually beat the Red Deck Wins deck, but I mean, the deck itself of Blue Red Delver might be better. Oh, Kung Fu Trees is my new favorite person right now. He's only playing 3 Delver Secrets in his deck.
Okay, I can see why he's your favorite person just based upon a card choosing, but okay.
I
okay.
said right now, I didn't say entirely.
Okay, I see how things change here.
He's already not my favorite person, again.
No.
You're my favorite person, no less.
Excellent. I see Math Guy. I like Math Guy's hand.
Math Guy's hand is insane.
That's literally the definition of Red Deck Wins right there.
Math Guy's hand is close to unbeatable for any deck in the format, just about, I think.
And Kung Fu went for the mountain here, so he's relying on just the sprite or killing something with Scred. Or he's gonna
the unfortunate thing here is that Math Guy had a Jackal Pup, so there's going to be no good trade for the Fairy Miscreant. A good play could have been is that if Math Guy didn't have a 1-drop, Math Guy Kung Fu could theoretically Scred the Burning Tree Emissary and trade with the Mudbrella Cohort. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Yeah. So I think we're probably just going to see a Scred on the Cohort and taking 2 damage and not taking anything this turn. I apologize. I would not have played the Jackal Pup turn 1. I would have played the
Goblin.
The Goblin. The reason being is that most of your hand is 2 mana, so you're spell source sprite proof, and you might as well give the option to Kung Fu to block.
Now Raptor brings a good point. This seems very favorable for Kung Fu with all those sprites in hand.
That's very true, but the problem for Kung Fu is that he's only got 2 mana and no way to actually remove the other 2 creatures on the board. Math Guy's making a very conscious play here to not actually cast anything into a second Spellstar Sprite. In fact, he's not casting anything at all. I like that play because now not only is he making Goblin Bushwhacker slightly... Oh, that's a problem. Not only is he making Goblin Bushwhacker slightly better, but also he's trying to save as much gas. The other problem, and why I would not suggest what Math Guy just did, is because now he's falling far behind.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that Red Deck Wins, you just slam every creature that you can and just go for it. But I tend to lose very often with it too. So I don't know. Maybe that was the right play.
I think if you're going to ask anybody for advice on Red Deck Wins, I would go to Littlefield before I'd go to anyone else, to be very honest.
Yeah, I can see that. So we see a double block here. He's just trying to stop the creatures from going in, which is absolutely fine since he keeps drawing all the sprites in the game. And he might flip the Delver now and have a good blocker.
You are very right, Perdit. I'm just going to call you Perdit because I clearly can't function tonight. What a crappy week. Anyway, so Ninja was great. Oh, well, I guess you just won't draw perfect.
Have them all.
Fire Blast, really crappy draw right now.
Yeah, not good enough right now. I mean, he seems to be going out of gas, and his opponent's still at 14. And having that counter spell is good.
I only had 1 sip of the dang whiskey.
I think only Shane gets drunk that fast with just a sip of whiskey.
1 sip of whiskey ain't gonna do crap for me.
So already Math Guy is passing the turn without attacking to be able to block the ninja, and that sounds really bad for Red Deck.
Math Guy is in a very horrible position because one of his creatures can't attack alone. The other one dies to anything, literally. I need anything. Goblins can't drink, so I'm sober. Don't you guys drink, what's that stuff from Lord of the Rings? Oh no, that's orcs. Never mind. Goblins, orcs. It's the same thing, right? I don't know.
Sure, I think that's a little bit racist against goblins, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, they both look the same, just one's taller and one's not.
I don't know. I think that they still consider that racist. But anyway, I think Red Deck Wins. It seems to be slowing down a lot here, and that seems like be good for Kung Fu Tree because he already has a ninja in play, a Delver in play, and many fairies that keep going.
Yeah, you would think that Goblin Bushwhacker is a great top deck here, and it's not for multiple reasons. Gobos are better than orcs. Orcs are subhuman scum like elves.
See, that's what happens when you get into the lore. I don't fight about the lore for a reason.
It's going to be red deck loses has been called from Zane. Wow. Shane, please watch your language in the chat. Thank you.
I don't see anything that Math Guy can draw right now on his deck.
That only applies to Shane, by the way. Anybody else wants to say the F word, they can. I don't care.
Can I say it too?
Yeah, well, no, not well.
Yeah, and then Math Guy concedes. That was a good counter, and the game is over.
Timeout, Shane. I could. Kind of deserves it, but I'm also not a mean person like Shane is.
I love that normally I'm the one trolling, and today Arctic is completely ignoring me. Going to sideboards, what will you put in? I mean,
Wait, you were trolling me? What did you do?
No, nothing. Fire Blast, I guess, will come in, and that's it.
I'm actually quite intrigued right now. What did you do? Chat, what did Ice do when I wasn't paying attention? Let me know. So Pyro Blast is going to come in probably for Fire Blast. I mean, the problem with Fire Blast is you can't really afford to draw any of them early, especially in this matchup where you can just get tempoed out like that. The other thing is, there's nothing else to really bring in. I mean, Scourge Devil is, I think we're both in agreement, Scourge Devil's not very good.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe it's better than Jackal?
No, I don't know about the Fire Blast. I
think
think that I would take out the Chain Blast rather than the Fire Blast. The Chain Lightning, sorry.
Really?
I mean, you want to maximize the damage, and Fire Blast is a good finisher with 4 damage right there in your face without having to pay anything for it.
You'll never know. Yeah, probably not. I don't want to see, like, you draw 2 Fire Blasts early and they're just dead in your hand.
Okay.
I think that's my problem. Looks like they're still sideboarding, so I guess we can check out the Blue-Red Delver list from Kung Fu. Which I think we all know Kung Fu's list probably never changes because he never needs to. He always wins anyway. Kung Fu could probably take a deck of just 60 lands and still win the tournament so long as they have blue and red in them.
Easy.
What? Oh, yeah. Looking at Kung Fu's list real quick, he's got 2 Hydro Blasts, which are probably going to come in, extra Scred, the Seagate Oracle, of course, and probably an extra Delver to block with. Dispels or crap.
Are you going Truth, maybe?
I don't think we're going to say. I think we're going deep on that one. He did keep the Fire Blast in and the Chain Lightnings, but he brought in the Pyro Blast. I'm wondering what he brought him in for. Unfortunately, Math Guy's down to a mulligan to 5 soon. This hand is not good. That is where Kung Fu typically has the God Draw. Again.
Well, I mean, you have to always have it in order to win a tournament, and it seems like these guys tend to always have it.
Treasure Hunt plus Spiraling Embers plus 58 Redlands.
Done. Good to go.
Oh, thank you, Raptor. You've been one of the only people who can actually make me chuckle in the last, 6 or 7 days. I don't know. What is Spiraling Embers? I don't know what that is. I'm going to Google that real quick. Spiraling Embers.
So we're waiting. Do you think that he's gonna mulligan? Because I think that's the decision that we're waiting on.
That's a funny one. I think Math Guy should mulligan easily. Oh right, we have FTG bot in this thing, don't we? I'm an idiot. I admit it, folks. I'm an idiot. You all knew that already.
Can we quote that one? Thanks, Shane.
No, because I do eventually have to commentate, and we can't have people knowing I'm an idiot while I commentate.
Arctic is actually great. I agree with you, Z. Arctic has been doing a lot of this work, a lot of the background in, and thanks to him, we have this tournament. So I think he's actually great.
Yeah.
He did keep the hand, so I think that Arctic is wrong with mulligan that hand, but I mean, he's Math Guy. He knows that he's going to throw the land and everything.
I mean, my problem is it's a mulligan to 5 with the Fire Blast. And the problem is, to me, the Goblin Bushwhacker it's not a good 1-mana guy.
And drawing a second one, it's even worse for him.
Did someone delete the Arctic thing?
I don't know. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. I didn't delete it. You guys gotta have fun at some point. Ooh. Well, Pyroblast on the Augur Bolus into a second land. It looks like we have somewhat of a game here. I did not remove the command, so do not blame me.
I blame Jen. I always blame Jen, though.
Oh, no, there it is. You have to spell it correctly to have the bot tell you if it's spelled wrong.
Arctic.
That may have been the best draw, literally, for Kung Fu Trees, because now the Spellstar Sprite counters any 2-mana spell, and he has a blocker.
Now, being Math Guy and drawing 3 lands in a row seems very
sucks.
nice.
Well, actually, it wouldn't matter. The problem is the Chain Lightning is a sorcery, but the Goblin Bushwhacker is still a 1-mana dude, even when it's kicked. The other problem is he could play the Bushwhacker and kick it right now, but I am very certain Kung Fu has no problem trading both of his dudes.
Yeah, it seems like a very easy trade with Gosh in hand and Ninja in hand. It seems like this game is on Kung Fu Tree side. Math Guy is already out of cast, and I'm assuming that he's gonna block and lose 2 creatures now.
He could Fire Blast the Spellstutter Sprite. I feel, as a Pauper commentator and as a Pauper content creator, I was forced to point that out.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Now, he did not do the double block. I'm assuming that he's going to run the Ninja here.
Yeah, which that probably is going to warrant the Fire Blast, which is going to set Math Guy even further back. Oh, never mind.
No,
if you're not going to use Fire Blast there, why is it in your deck?
Sadly,
I know what's in his deck, but...
I mean, he will be doing 2... he put the Devils in. Interesting.
The Devils. Why the hell is the Devils in?
Because if you draw a second, like a lightning bolt right now or something, you do have 4 damage in hand. Opponent is in 8, so there's might be a chance here. Like, he's trying to do as much damage as he can with that blast in hand. So I understand why he didn't kill it directly. Goes to hand, draw a land.
Why isn't there a Scourge Devil on the board?
I think he could. He was trying to prevent the sprite to the devil.
Did he have 2 mana up? Oh, he did. I thought there was only 1 mana up. My bad.
Yeah. But you do bring a good point. I mean, it's already 2 cards in hand, but you don't have that much pressure in, and your opponent already has a ninja that can block anything.
That is very, very true.
Another land. I mean, your opponent is at 8. What's your best draw? Another Fire Blast? Sack all your lands and pray for killing your opponent? It's a good draw if he gets it.
Okay. So while this game's going on, I'll take a moment to remind everybody. So here's what's going to happen for game 4. What's going to happen for Game 4 is they're going to repick one of their 3 decks. So we could have the same matchup we have now. We could have Red Deck wins against Tron. We could have Blue-Red Delver against Izzet Blitz. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm sorry, did I say Game 4? I'm in Match 4. The thing about Match 4 is, let's say Kung Fu does win this match and he goes up 2-1. If Math Guy wins that match and we have to match 5, they are not allowed to use the same 2 decks. So... it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to understand. So that's how that's going to happen. And the loser of this match does get to pick the die roll for the next one. So I can pretty much conclude that's probably going to influence Math Guy's pick quite a lot.
What do you think he'll pick at that point? Because this game seems to be going Kung Fu Tree
Honestly,
way.
I think we'll probably see Blue-Red Delver against Izzet Blitz. Actually, probably not. We'll probably see Blue-Red Delver against Blue-Red Delver.
I was going with the mirror. I think the mirror is the most likely to be. I mean, it will be a really good deck against anything that Kung Fu Tree comes, and then Kung Fu Tree doesn't want to risk it.
I think also both of Kung Fu's decks are, well, it's quite hard because Kung Fu really doesn't want to face against Red Deck wins with Tron.
True, but he did risk it game 2, and he managed to get another game, so that was very interesting that he did risk that.
Yeah, that is very true. How is Kung Fu Trees the one at 8 right now?
It's just been chipping damage at the beginning. Like I said, if he gets another Fire Flame Blast, he will get the game.
Good job, Delver. You're a 3/2 flying wall. How does that make you feel?
You hate those Delver.
I really do. I'm sorry. I hate Delver. I always thought it was such a stupidly bad creature.
Now, with both ninjas drawing 2 cards per turn, this game is starting to get out of hand really fast. Those lightning bolts will do a
You
lot of
want to know?
damage.
You want to know my favorite part about playing a Delver deck, Zayn, is after sideboard, I get to sideboard them out for better cards.
You are the only player that I know that actually takes them out.
I hate Delver. I really
Don't
do.
don't play the deck.
I don't.
You see, even Little C is saying that watch your mouth because Delver is so good.
Did you just call him Little Z?
Yeah, it's Little Z, Big Z, and Little Z.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how to say his name, so I just go by names. Big C, Z
Oh,
Magic,
oh. You're
and Little
calling
Z.
Zach Little Z. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm about
Z
to say,
Magic is Big Z. He was the first one that I
Zane's
saw.
like Zane's like 6'4". I don't think he's little.
Well, I haven't met them in person. I don't know.
Who is medium Z? Do we have another person that starts with the letter Z?
Do we have to have a medium Z? Zach is little.
I don't know if Zach's little, Greg. Isn't Zach taller than you?
I think we even have a conversation about time and whatnot, who was older, but I don't remember who was the older one. I know they were fighting about it in one of their streams.
I know Zach's an inch taller than me.
All by inches. Anyway, going back to the game, I know that we're not paying that much attention, but I think that with 2 ninjas in hand and a Delver blocking anything that comes its way, I think Math Guy is just praying for a Flame Blast right now?
Yeah,
Fire
as far as the height goes, who cares? I mean, if there, well, never mind. I was gonna say if there's a chance that Kung Fu gets to 4, there's a good chance that Kung Fu actually does win the game. But never mind.
Yeah, I think he's gonna attack with everything and just win.
Why are we talking about people's shoes? You know, who cares? So.
It's all about inches right there, Z. Anyway, game's
Again,
over.
For those of you who don't know what's about to happen, they're going to repick one of their decks. Could be the same deck that you just saw, or it could be a different deck, and we're going to have a match 4. Since Math Guy lost, he's going to be on the play. And also, what's going to happen is I'm going to try my best to not want to get up and walk away. Kung Fu, if Kung Fu loses, of course, match 4, and we have a match 5, what will happen is... Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Is this the last match? It can be. There can be a match 5, Greg. So whatever 2 decks the players use here, they're not allowed to repeat them. That is a big rule that apparently people don't seem to understand sometimes. They're not allowed to repeat the decks. It does not get confusing. It does not get confusing. It is not confusing. It wasn't even confusing in season 1.
Oh, sure. It never came up in season 1. Nobody was confused about it.
Everyone was confused because they wanted to be. I very clearly said multiple times, the only thing about match 4 and 5 is you're just not allowed to repeat the decks you play in match 4 in match 5. I don't understand how that is not basic understanding of the rules. You know what? I'm tired of not saying it.
It's okay, Arctic. We get it. It's the player's fault. I get it.
It's not my fault. I was very clear.
And granted, it was Z
and we
the
were
one
right.
we
It's the Delver Mirror. We were right. It's the Delver Mirror.
It has to be, but Matt Guy already has 1 mulligan. I don't know.
I can promise you we're not going to see Tron. Is going to be no, because Tron has. The problem is that it's safer for Izzet Blitz against both lists, against both Snow Control and Red Deck wins, as where Tron is a liability against Red Deck wins, but not, obviously. And I don't think Math Guy's going to base his final match off of Snow Go.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Snow Go. I think we'll see Tron before we see Snow Go.
Yeah, I think we'll see Tron before we see any Snow Go decks in this top 4. So. Both players have mulligan to 6. Now, I'm sorry, there is no mulligan to 6 on Kung Fu side. It looked like it did. I apologize. Oh, hold on. They're coming for me.
They're coming. Help. Anyway, Kung Fu 3 doesn't seem to have mulligan, but Math Guy did went to 6, and his hand, it seems okay. I mean, Delver preordained turn 1, while Kung Fu doesn't seem to have that much turn 1 since a Brainstorm.
Well, they're not quite Cobras, but, what did I do? I was born. Most likely. Okay, Greg, I'll see you later, dude. Thanks for showing up. But they can play the same deck.
Yes, they can play the same deck. They both have 3 decks to choose from,
Okay.
and they both had
I
that
don't
deck.
see. I'm going to repeat what I said. They can play the same deck for match 4 that they just played in match 3, but you cannot repeat the same deck in match 5. I don't understand how that is not clear to anyone.
No, I think that he meant like both players are playing blue red scred, you know, instead of just playing this same deck. It's just that they're playing the same deck each other. It's a mirror match.
Oh, I'm sorry. My point still stands.
Tilt.
I'm sorry, Chenges. I hope you know I was not trying to put you on state on blast. Is that what the kids say nowadays? I'm so old. Yeah, people have to get up early. It's true. Even I have to get up early tomorrow.
Anyway, going back to the match, we see that.
I apologize to everybody. I keep getting sidetracked. I'm not having a great day. And now my cat's annoying. Anyway, so Delver on one side, no Delver on the other. Oh, look, Delver didn't flip.
What a miracle.
What a great creature. It's just a 1/1.
You really hate that thing.
No, you know my problem is with Delver. It's just like, first of all, I never get to blind flip it, so it's always a 1/1. Second of all, it's a 3/2 that barely ever does anything. The games where I'm winning with it as a 3/2 are games I would have won by miles with anything else.
Oh, unlucky.
Like, if anything, Delver in this deck should just be Spire Golem. Or, like, I'd rather have it be Flying Man.
I like Delver. I'll keep the Delver in the deck. You can go with your Spire Golem.
The 3/2 flyer does nothing backed up by counters and removal. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't.
And Ninja for Kung Fu after Math Guy did the mulligan. I don't know. I like Kung Fu in this position just because of the card advantage. And
I'm also just trying to spark a conversation in the chat, but Zane, I don't know if Zane gets that. Right. I don't think Delver is a bad creature. I personally don't like Delver decks. Is that fair?
Okay.
Does that make everybody happy now?
That's fair. But if the deck didn't have Delver, you would like the deck, which is the weird part.
I would never play less than 3 Delvers in Blue-Red Delver. I would, however, sideboard them out in certain situations.
And we saw in the previous game, Delver was a great wall that the Goblins couldn't get over it, so it did have a use there.
Yeah, it was a 1 mana 3/2 flying wall.
Yeah, it made a huge difference because the ninjas could attack at that point.
Pretty much. So, Math Guy, it's hard to tell. Like, Math Guy is farther ahead right now, but it's possible that a few draw steps and Kung Fu could easily just step right back in this game. I mean, he's the one with the counterspell in his hand for the opposing Gush, but the other thing is, he doesn't have any counterspells for these Augur of Bolus.
Sure, I'll go with Boluses.
Boluses. Okay. Looks like we're going to see a double block on the Ninja, and the Delver is going to be a little uncontested. There is a snow-covered mountain on the side of Kung Fu trees, so all he needs is just a red spell, and that flying insectile aberration will be dealt with. You know what's better? A 2/1 for 0 mana that can be a 5/5. Doesn't matter, Greg. The card's banned in the format.
And you bring an interesting point, and I think that's one of the good things about this deck is that at any moment in a match like this, they can take control over the game just by drawing 1 or 2 cards while the other ones runs out of gas. And in this case, we're seeing how Math Guy, starting with a mulligan, already is doing pretty good. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of lands for Kung Fu. He's going to really need this Gush to come through for him. And, well, he did in some way, but the problem is there's 2 cards in the hand that draw cards. This format isn't the format. Then why are you watching?
It's the wrong rarity. I like Jens. It's not just ban, it's just the wrong rarity. I mean, you should go to a more expensive format if you want that.
Sorry, I don't like Pauper yet. Okay.
And your hateful for the Delver is making a big difference here because Kung Fu doesn't seem to have anything to stop it. And that 3 damage a turn means that in 3 turns this game is over, if not less with the bolas. Although I'm expecting it to counter it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Oh, but the Dispel is going to take care of that. I'm supporting you. Greg, I'm messing with you. Holy crap.
Greg, we love you. Don't play Puck B, play Pauper.
You know what? Forget it. I won't read the chat. It's fine.
It's okay, I'll take care of the chat. I'll insult Jen every 5 minutes and you feel good about it. Now that lightning bolt feels good from Kung Fu 3 side because he'll take care of that Delver. Are you there, Arctic?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. So Kung Fu finally does draw a lightning bolt, but it's quite. I think it's unfortunately quite too late.
I mean, he will get the counter fight here, and Math Guy seems to be winning the side of that. And now he has 2 bolas with a 4-turn clock with a Delver in hand that might shorten that. Ooh, and that gosh is really
draws probably the best card he could see right now off of it next to Counterspell. And there's a bolt. So if Delver flips,
it's over. If
yeah,
Delver
it's pretty
flips.
much over. It's all good, Greg.
So it just means that if Kung Fu doesn't draw any red spell, this game might be just over. Preordain, maybe?
You really got to feel bad for Kung Fu here, too, because I understand that it looks like they both had kind of mirroring draws, but the problem is that there's actually very subtle differences in the fact that Math Guy got to cantrip off of most, if not off of most of his draws, as where Kung Fu kept having to do one-for-one things. And that those tiny little increments of extra card advantage is what really put Math Guy over the top here. That was the whole problem.
And it's great. I mean, mulligan to 5 and being able to win the game, it just speaks about the strength of the deck. The deck is really good in the format.
Yeah, and I mean, Kung Fu did what he could, and he was in the game for quite a while, but unfortunately, the little increments of card advantage was just, what brought it to light. Now, a lot of you, if you're new to Pauper, maybe wonder why is Delver regarded as the best deck. Well, the reason is because Delver is made up of 3 things. It's made up of lands, counterspells, and cards that draw you more cards. Now, the thing is that...
And Delver.
And Delver, sure. 4th. The thing about Delver, whether it be blue-red or mono-blue, is you're only playing 17 lands in the deck. So your odds of drawing more lands than actual spells is so low compared to every other deck in the format. And the fact of the matter is, when you play 2 or 3 creatures, you can literally ride them home while you're just drawing so much counter magic off the top of the deck. It's the problem that it's just not hard for Delver to keep drawing gas after gas after gas, and no deck in the format, short of some kind of combo deck, can keep up with something like that. And that's what makes Delver so good. The other thing is that Delver is also very consistent. The one liability of Delver, though, as we saw from Kung Fu, is if you brick just a few too many turns in a row, you're probably going to fall. Yeah, you're going to fall too far behind because your creatures actually suck.
Yeah, they're not good at blocking or anything.
3/2 flyer. Yeah, your strongest creature is a 3/2 flyer that dies to Galvanic Blast without Metalcraft. It's just not. It's not easy to come back from something like that. But either way, whose list is this? This is Kung Fu's list. Looking at Kung Fu's list. All right, looking at Kung Fu's list. Kung Fu. Of course, we're going to see the Pyroblast. We're going to see the Electrickeries. We're going to see the Geists. We're going to see probably the 4th Delver. I don't think we'll see the Seagate Oracle. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but I definitely don't think that he will bring that. I mean, they seem very, very close, both lists. I do like the Delver. Bring the 4th Delver. I think will be, even though you hate it, I think will be very important in this matchup.
Okay, hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike having to play Delver. Hate's a strong word. Looking at Math Guy's deck, he's very, very close to the same list, of course. No real big differences. The only difference is that
The ace is the big difference that I see from one to the other. And I will take them out.
Oh yeah, but I just meant as far as the sideboard goes, the main deck they have subtle differences. So we're probably going to see the same sideboard plan. Oh, there is actually somewhat of a big difference. There's one less electricity for Meth Guy.
And that actually might be a big difference, because when you want to resolve a fairy to do a counter, electricity is really, really good at stopping it.
Very true. Looks like they're ready to go. So looking at both hands. Math Guy, his hand's much better, but a mulligan from Kung Fu and his hand's actually not that bad. The problem is that he does not have a untapped island. So he's not going to get to cast his 1-drop on turn 1, as where Math Guy, unfortunately, is going to for Kung Fu.
And he put the ninja on top because he knows that he's going to do the evolving wow. It doesn't really matter what he's going to draw, but it seems like it's going to be a lot slower than Math Guy that has already the preordains and really good stuff on that hand.
Oh, and Math Guy not getting aggressive. Math Guy is ready to take the game as long as possible. I like that.
You do? I think I will have gone with my island and just go preordain and start building the deck that I want to. I mean, I know that I will draw more lands with that.
Well, the way that I look at it is Math Guy and Kung Fu, I think this is a sign of respect to both of themselves, that they both honestly believe that they can try to just outplay the other. So making it take a longer game is really not that big a deal.
Also, that guys will be a big difference in this game unless it gets counter. So if it doesn't do the mountain right now, next turn we might see the Geist.
The other thing is you really want to, I think from Math Guy's perspective, is you really want to be able to cast a Geist on turn 3, which Evolving Wild stops because the land comes into play tapped. Like, I think Geist is the most important card in the matchup.
Yeah, I definitely agree that. I think that resolving that makes a big difference. Being able to attack all the time and not worry about getting killed by Scred or something, it's really nice for that deck.
The problem here is that we're going to see a Geist get Power Blasted. Here's the window.
And now it seems like Kung-Fu Tree is running out of gas.
I'm sorry, there is no window because there's not double blue for Meth Guy. So
yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Soon, I apologize.
We know he'll get it as soon as he needs it. It will be like Island and then Guys. Oh, he got Counterspell. Oof. So unlucky.
You know, I don't like that Counterspell picture. I know, it's the beta picture. I don't like it.
Which Counterspell is your favorite Counterspell?
Personally, either Mercadian Masks or Ice Age.
Okay. As long as it's not white border, I'm okay with that.
I like the the white border from 7th edition is more nostalgic for me, but the flavor text on the Mercadian Masks is just wonderful.
Interesting that the Oracle is here. I think that will be one of the first cards that will side out in this deck.
Zach, you're gross. Anyway.
You said you're not gonna pay attention to chat. What happened?
Don't tell me I'm gross because I like Mercadian Masks.
Yeah, I don't think... Wait. Oh. So he did bring the only Oracle in. It's interesting that he decided to have the Oracle. I would have not thought that he would bring the Oracle to this matchup. I don't like it personally. I don't think that it would do anything here.
It attacks through and it blocks Ninja. It's an extra way to actually block Ninja, I think. And it draws a card.
But I don't see any dead cards per se on the list that I'm like, okay, Oracle would be better than blah.
Can you tell Zach I apologize in the chat? Ice.
Zach, as long as it's not white, we said that white borders are bad, so 7th edition sucks. Just saying.
No, for calling him gross. You can tell him I apologize.
No, it's okay. I'm agreeing with you on that one, so he's still gross. It's okay. No apologies needed. It's Zach.
Okay.
But 7th edition, it is gross. It's white border. Now the one thing here is that Kung Fu seems to be running out of gas.
Fairly certain we're going to see a block here. Yeah. There is no world where we weren't going to see a block there. If a ninja was to resolve right now, Kung Fu would fall so much farther behind than we would ever see. Ooh, that's a good one. And it can be countered, which I think if he was to go for it, oh, that sucks. not only are you putting a ninja to the ninja wouldn't matter much anyway, but you're putting 2 lands to the bottom, I suppose, is not bad.
Yeah, but whiffing on an Ebolas like that, I
You
don't
were
know.
really hoping to hit. It's true. You were really hoping to hit. And, well, there's a spell stutter. And if you're Kung Fu, you have to consider counterspelling it.
Yeah, now Ninja will come in and
Oh my
that will make a
God.
big difference for Math Guy. I mean, he's taking this game slowly but surely with that Ninja.
I'm very certain we're going to see a match 5 here. I don't think Kung Fu can generate enough gas to come back. You know what Kung Fu's missing from his deck?
What?
Deep analysis.
In this matchup?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'd be great. It draws you extra cards.
Definitely better than Oracle. I really don't
No,
like that
definitely better
Oracle
than
here.
Oracle. You're definitely right about that.
I mean, I'm agree with you. I've seen the list and I cannot fathom having what draws to make it even survive at this point. I mean, he's still 20 life, but this ninja and then having the bolts to take care of anything that he puts in will be really hard to come back from.
I mean, he gets to block the ninja, which is not. Oh well, Gush is a good start. That's not. The
That's
bolt's
not
good.
bad.
The
Yeah, the
bolt's
bolt's
good. The island. Why are you there?
I will
What are you-
bolt
what are
right
you-
now.
What are you doing?
Don't wait for it to untap. Just bolt right now.
Yeah, I would. I think I'd bolt in the ninja right now.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, and Kung Fu knows this. If there's a Scred, a Pyroblast, or a lightning bolt, and you have to fight over that, you're gonna fall really far behind.
No, at the same time, I think with 2 bolts and now a Scred in hand, I will kill the bolas. I would not risk the ninja because I think, like you said at the beginning, the ninja it's a big important part of this. It would bring the game and having those draws are really good.
He's not killing the bolus. It's really interesting because I understand ninja's more important, but you're also giving him an extra card if you want to let him replay and resolve the bolus.
I don't know. It was risky. I mean, he didn't get punished. Kung Fu doesn't have the ninja in hand, but I still, being Math Guy, I will have. Okay, Scred. So he's doing it at the end of the step. Yeah.
I like this now. Just it's unfortunate that Kung Fu drew the perfect answer.
I guess Math Guy was thinking that after he ninjas,
Oh, look, a
he
dead card.
bolted. Oh, it's death card.
Yeah,
The first one that I said that he would bite out. Days.
Actually, that card's not totally dead.
Do you think he's
because-
good in this matchup?
No, but it's not totally dead.
Okay.
I don't think it's good, but it's well. Actually, I apologize. It is dead because there's a 5th mana on the other side of the table.
Honestly, Gush made this much. Oh yeah, that Gush did make a big difference. Being
Oh,
able
for
to
sure.
resolve that ninja was key here. If not, Kung Fu was like almost out of it.
Is this game 3 or game 2? This is game 2, right?
Correct.
Okay. Spell stutter from Meth Guy. Does not mean anything. Does, however, get responded to with a brainstorm. But never mind. Days is somewhat relevant. Nope. Actually, no. Never mind. It's still not relevant. Well, I guess it is kind of relevant. It's relevant and not relevant at the same time. It really Kung Fu could easily walk into it.
Now these brainstorms are beginning to be really good. I mean, he's having good draws with them. I mean, the days if he gets something like the Gosh or something might be key, but I don't think that he will risk it. There's only one though. If I was Kung Fu, I would not even think about days, which is the good thing about days, that it surprises a lot of opponents. Not a lot of people plays the card.
Oh, did he? Oh, he brainstormed in response to the block.
Correct.
I can tell you, Kung Fu's probably kicking himself right now.
Guys, into counterspell.
Oh, this is huge.
Dispel.
Because this is going to get met with a Dispel, which is going to get met by a Spell Stutter.
And
which
the
is going
daze
to get
comes in.
daze.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's gonna get dazed. I guess screw whatever I say. It doesn't actually matter. Kung Fu's just gonna walk right into it. Why are you pyroblasting? What are you doing?
Go for the days.
Math guy,
Okay.
please.
There you go, days.
Okay, math guy's choosing to troll me, probably because he thought that Daze wasn't going to actually do anything.
He probably was with you. He was like, this dates is just dead in my hand.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
care.
gonna-
I have a pyroblast.
I think Math Guy's putting on a little bit of a show.
If I was Kung Fu Tree, I would just right-click, concede, and go to match 5. I mean, after that days, I don't know if I want to play. Although
Maybe.
that Gosh might be really good.
Made me chuckle a small bit. Well, he knew. Oh, he knew one of the cards coming off the gush.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
but those two cards make a big difference. He will have the Ponder and the Preordain to get more stuff, and there's only a guys in play.
This is such a problem because, oh man, the problem is you need 2 removal spells to deal with that Geist, and if you kill it once, it just comes back as a 3/3.
I'm assuming he didn't shuffle? Yeah, he didn't shuffle.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he did. Probably wants all of those cards, but he needs more cards. I think I would just play the Ninja.
Hardcasted?
Yeah, because you can't block it with the
Geist?
With the Geist, and I mean, if you get a Pyroblast, you get a Pyroblasted. At least Math Guy doesn't have a Pyroblast for a counter war. If he gets Lightning Bolted, sure, you're upset, but
another Gosh. These Gosh are making the big difference in this matchup. Every time that we see a Gosh, it's like, oh, he has a life still.
It's going to get met with a Pyroblast, which thankfully Pyroblast does not counter Pyroblast. Though you can legally target a Pyroblast with a Pyroblast.
You can?
Yes.
How does that make sense?
Because Pyroblast reads counter target spell if it's red.
Ooh.
Which means you can target it. It's just once the card resolves, if it's not red, it's not actually going to do anything to
Kung Fu did let that Gosh resolve, which is kind of risky. I don't know if I would have let it. I mean,
he's also letting the Augur resolve. I'm very confused as to how Kung Fu values his Pyroblasts here.
Like, what would be your other target besides the guys? And we already have one guys on the floor.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what you're also using Pyroblast for in this scenario. The other mountain, I should say. Electricity, unfortunately, not doing much. Math Guy not drawing the better half of the creature suite that is affected by Electricity.
Yeah,
so,
his draws are being really good, and these guys and bolas are gonna make a big difference here, because now lives totals are starting to change.
I still don't understand what the Ninja is doing in his hand. He might as well cast it just to block the 1/3. And
yeah, I don't know. I understand not hard casting the Ninja because you barely want to do that, and you have Pyros that you can use in hand, but then not countering the Gosh to me was even more confusing. Like, you're not Ninja and you're not countering. What are you doing, guy?
But the problem here is that even if you keep the Ninja for Ninjutsu, it's going to die to Bolt no matter what. So what's the point in keeping it in your hand? Like,
baiting a counter?
We know that there's a Lightning Bolt in Math Guy's hand, that's true. But imagine if there actually wasn't. Imagine if it was just like a land. Then the Ninja literally could have saved you 3 life, which can be huge in a match like this.
Yeah. And as we can see, like, 2 turns ago, we were already almost at 20, and now slowly, Math Guy is starting to chip damage away, and that Lightning Bolt can be a killer.
It's all about the chocolate chip damage right now. And now I want cookies.
No, I want cookies. You see? I'm hungry.
Now I want cookies.
Shane, cook something. I'm hungry.
Can Shane cook?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have never seen him eating something else that is not pizza or
I've
Thai,
actually
so
never
I don't
seen
know.
him eat, so...
I don't know. But this game, Math Guy already has a lot of pressure with the flyers. I mean, Kung Fu does have the Pyros, and granted, I keep saying it's very one-sided, even though he has a lot of answers in hand, but using those answers for things that are already on the floor are not where he wants to be at. He wants to be the one having the pressure, not answering the pressure.
That Spellstorm Sprite was actually a really big deal because it's another counter spell for the Lightning Bolt and the Pyroblast, and it's a creature.
And it's a creature, which is the one that will keep making the damage here. Like I said, it's going 3 per turn, and he does run 4 Lightning Bolts.
Zane got him. Can't help myself. I can still read the chat.
Raptor, tell me what cookies you want, and we'll make it happen. We can make it happen, I'm telling you.
If you're willing, Ice.
Uh-oh, chat's gone. That's it. No more chat. I still can read the chat, though, on my other screen. So, I don't know about that solution, Zane.
Why is
Now,
the chat?
Now it's interesting that Kung Fu is deciding to fight all the non-flyer creatures so that he can ninja this turn. I mean, he did use both Lightning Bolt and Pyros to get rid of everything on the floor. So he was going to be able to draw cards now, but the other one has the Lightning Bolt in hand or the Pyroblast, so...
Zayd, I can still see the chat, buddy. Sorry to tell you.
Zach says that Saint cannot cook and that's why he's not showing the chat. I think that...
He does the RoboCop thing. He just blends all of his food up and drinks in like a smoothie.
Ew, that sounds nasty. Now I can say gross on that one. Raptor, I'm with you. Chocolate chips. I should bring mine that are in my room and start eating them here. So Ninja made its fates with the Pyroblast, and now all the flyers are gonna start chipping away.
The game's over now. Because I don't think Kung Fu is gonna block. Kung Fu is basically saying like, all right, well, what he's basically saying is in that one, if I die to Lightning Bolt, I die. Yeah. I'm so far behind anyway. I just have to hope he has nothing at this point, and I draw something. So we're gonna see a match 5. We're not gonna see Blue Red Delver. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Red Deck wins versus Is It Blitz.
I think there's a chance for Tron. There's no chance in hell for the Snow Gold deck. I think that's out. But definitely the Tron one, I can see Tron going against Red Deck wins. With the momentary piece, you can actually, like, if he doesn't have a really fast hand, you can actually take the game away from them.
I think not powering the Gush was a big deal. I agree with you, Raptor, but I don't know what was going through Kung Fu's mind at the time. So, not sure. It was a weird matchup. Yeah, it's kind of a weird matchup.
It's actually a very complicated one because every step of the matchup is small increments that make you win, but they're not immediately, right? It's the ones that will give you the win later on. So that Gush, you might be thinking, well, maybe I need the Pyro for something else, maybe another Geist. While for us that we saw both hands, we're like, yeah, it's definitely the Gush, the ones that didn't have anything else in hand at that point.
Very true. This is the first ever match 5 we've ever seen in CPC, so it should be interesting. That's not the... Oh my god.
I will have to eat my words.
Math Guy is going to be very, very unhappy when he sees what deck Kung Fu picked. So Kung Fu picked Tron, while Math Guy picked Snowgo. Math Guy is betting the farm on Snowgo, while Kung Fu is betting the farm on Denrova Tron. I can tell you from personal experience, Tron heavily favored in this matchup, no matter what version of Tron you play.
It's gonna be a very, like Z8, it's gonna be a very long game.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. I was really hoping to get to sleep early tonight too.
And Math Guy is already starting with a mulligan. I don't think he will keep. I mean, the brainstorm does give him, but if he whips on lands there, it's gonna be almost game over there. I mean, Kung Fu doesn't have this fastest hand here, but he definitely can take a game pretty fast. He makes the horror and start bouncing lands.
Where is Shane? Probably really giddy right now that Tron's more than likely going to win a CPC, though I don't want a commentator's curse Kung Fu trees, so...
I can tell you that he's not cooking. No? Anybody? Not cooking? I try.
Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing.
It's okay, we're still waiting for, I think, Kung Fu's deciding whenever he's gonna mulligan.
I am fairly certain Math Guy's gonna mulligan. I think we're waiting on Kung Fu trees. Or maybe they're waiting for the go-ahead? I don't know which one. I can tell you one thing, though. This match is still going to take less time than the Elf vs. Elf mirror way back at the beginning.
Anything takes less time. Talking about Elves, Elves did win the Pauper Challenge last Sunday, which is a very interesting thing since she brought one card that nobody has brought ever in Elves for the sideboard and make her win the finals on that one.
That's very true. We're overhearing from Zane that we've gotten 4 matches done in 2 hours, which is actually quite good pace.
And both players are pretty good at sideboard. Like, sideboards have been fairly fast, and all the gameplay has been very fast. That, I think it was a tough decision if you wanted to keep a hand that doesn't have 2 trump pieces. versus actually not. But looking at Math Guy, this hand is actually a lot better than the first one. He has lands, he has counters.
I really gotta feel bad for Kung Fu because he happened to draw the 2 pulses in the one matchup they don't actually matter in.
Actually, it's true.
Well, I mean,
They're
they
pretty much
matter
dead.
they matter just nowhere near right now, which is really funny
I
and
don't know
also
if they
kind of messed
matter.
up.
In a slow game like this, those are the 2 cards that you don't want to see. I will even go. Maybe he wants to sideboard them out. I like that we see Kung Fu Tree looking at the list over and over. Every time that he's playing against this deck, he has to look at the list and be like, what the hell is my opponent playing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it's a very interesting choice by Math Guy. I would not expect... if I was a betting man, which I am, I would have not said that he was going to play.
Probably going to see Impulse or Prism into the hand. I would think Impulse, because you're 2 Tron pieces away. Well, really, I suppose you're 1 Tron piece away, realistically, but...
And he still doesn't draw it.
You Expedition map now? Oh, he's Impulsing first.
I think you search first for the last piece and then map.
He does hit. Well, what I was thinking was you could map now for 1 piece. I guess that's not a good thing because you have to think Math Guy's not going to counter the Impulse anyway. So I'm trying to get too tricky.
Yeah, you're thinking 3 steps ahead, and I don't think that anybody will counter just an Impulse like that.
Yeah, and Zane points out in the chat, which is true, Kung Fu still never gets the tower naturally.
Unlucky.
So unlucky.
I mean, now, granted that it's Tron, and he has the advantage. I don't think in the first game Tron, especially with a hand that just have pulses, have a big advantage. Just having the rewinds in hand, having Prohibit in hand, gives him a big thing for Math Guy. I mean, he would not have any kind of pressure here.
It screws over the counter spells because once the counter spells counter something, he can just return them. And the thing is, Prohibit can't counter any of his creatures.
True.
Okay, there's the literal only dead card in this deck in game 1 is Moment's Peace.
Which he has a few, right? Main deck.
He has 2, yes. I believe he has 2. I could be wrong. I'll go check for you.
Yep, he has 2 on 1 Rolling Thunder, which I think the Rolling Thunder might be a big thing in this game. It might be the only win that he wins.
And the matchup only gets better for Kung Fu after board because Kung Fu has 4 Wretched Griff, which are unblastable. How does he win? The Snow Go deck wins by playing a Battlefield Scrounger, which is 3 green, a 3/3 with Threshold that says put 3 cards from your graveyard to the bottom of your library, and Battlefield Scrounger gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So basically, Zach, when you have just 10 cards left in your library, and you have just every counterspell under the sun and infinite mana, you just win the game.
Yes, TLDR, Zach, just what Shane said. You just want the person to hate themselves enough to just concede. Oh
yeah, sure. Or you could piss your opponent off enough, which is usually how Math Guy wins. That is very true.
No, it does not have the Sprout Swarm on this version. I have seen the version that has it, but not this one.
Yeah. The thing is, Sprout Swarm isn't really necessary, and it could just be a better card, I think. I can tell you that I don't know if Math Guy would have played this deck. Well, no, he probably would have played it anyway. Never mind.
I'm very surprised that he chose this one for the finals. I mean, I don't know if I would have played in the 5th game.
I think he was so soured by red deck. Math Guy's not an aggro player. He's usually a control player. I think he was so soured by how red deck wins happened, he just wants to rely on the blue decks.
But it's just such a bad deck. I cannot fathom anybody wanting to play it.
Wait a minute. Snuggo's not a bad deck. It's just... It's not that good. It's not better than most decks, that's all.
It's not a bad thing, it's just not that good. And wait a minute. You're hating on Delver all the time, and you're okay with this one. That doesn't have a win condition.
Yeah, I like Drogo decks. I am the problem with Magic as a whole. I like Drogo. I like having to outplay my opponents, which is probably mostly why I lose more than half the time, but I try my best anyway.
So this is interesting. Kung Fu doesn't have any big payout card right now. I mean, he has a mystical tissue, but he still doesn't have the horror or anything.
If Kung Fu was up against an aggro deck right now, and like the game's gone long enough, I don't think he could lose anymore.
No.
But against the Snow Go deck, anything's possible. Now the problem, of course, is there's technically only one actual counterspell in the hand for Math Guy, and Kung Fu has an answer for it.
I see 2.
That is true, Zane. I'm pretty sure that technically Shane does actually have a better win rate lifetime in Magic than I do.
I'm willing to bet that that's a no, but I have never seen you playing.
I mean, I played in Season 1 and did better than Shane.
There you go. So
that's not lifetime, though.
You're winning right there.
It's not lifetime, though. And it's useless card from Math Guy.
I disagree with you, Z, but let's just keep it there.
Oh, no, Shane's not bad. I don't think anyone here ever said Shane was bad.
That is true. Shane is not bad. It's just that his opponents are better than he is. That is true.
I'm not going to argue against or with that one.
Now this game is gonna be forever. So many poses in hand. I really think that we're just gonna see a game where it goes to decking.
Well, the thing here is that with Mnemonic Wall, do I have something on my screen? What the heck?
Hi, Gensiki.
Hello, Kensiki. There's like some kind of black line on Zane's screen over the Mnemonic Wall. I don't know if you see that.
Nope. That's on you.
Yeah, I see like... Oh, it's gone now. It's gone. It's kind of weird.
Maybe it's the mouse?
Oh,
The mouse moving around?
That was kind of funny. Anyway, so... The thing about it also, though, Ice, is with Mnemonic Wall and Ghostly Flicker, he can not only Ghostly Flicker for card advantage, he can also Ghostly Flicker to get back any spell from the graveyard he wants. So he pretty much has infinite of anything he wants. And there's already a Dinrova Horror in the graveyard, so I think this game is almost over.
I don't see the horror. Oh, the first card is the horror. Wow.
Yeah, when he Forbidden Alchemy, he saw the horror.
So you think he'll go pose and then... Well, the second wall means that... Yeah, he
The
can
second
combo
wall
there
means
and
that he
everything.
can just farm everything
Anything.
back to his hand.
Yeah.
And set up as much as possible.
And I like the
Yeah.
Kung Fu tree goes back to the car and look at back to the list that Math Guy is playing because he knows what the opponent can do. And that's something that not a lot of people pay attention. Thinking about not just what you're doing, but what your opponent can do to it.
There is one crucial, and it's really crucial thing here. Magma Spray removes the creature. So if Dinrova Horror dies successfully from a Magma Spray, I believe it's the only one in Kung Fu's deck.
Yep.
It is. Game 1, at least. So if that gets Magma Sprayed, we're going to see a fair game where only Mole Drifters, or the Rolling Thunder, speaking of which, can actually win the game.
And I think the
Pretty
Rolling
sure-
Thunder is a very, very big important part here.
I don't agree with taking the Rolling Thunder there. I would have taken the other Tron land, or something that generates mana, colored mana.
Mm-hmm.
I think the longer the game goes right now, the more it's favoring Kung Fu, even with that Mystical Teachings. Especially because that Mystical Teachings, there's a Bajuka Bog in the hand for Kung Fu.
Yeah, I think that
And
you
Kung
do have a
Fu
point
Mill.
there. Because it would not... Math Guy would not have anything to deal with the graveyard, at least in the first game. So he can have the Rolling Thunder in the graveyard and just pick it up at any moment with the third wall or just flickering one of the walls. So
Zane, I'm not going to lie to you, that was a really good one. Look what Zane said in the chat in response to Raptor.
oh,
That was a really good one, Zane. That was a really good one, actually. All right, so you're going to see Rewind on the Dinrova Horror. We're going to see Prohibit, and we're going to see a Prohibit back.
Does he have enough lands? No, he doesn't seem to have enough color lands to do flicker into anything.
No, Kung Fu does not play compulsive research, and I don't think he actually. I think this is one of his only decks where he doesn't play deep analysis. Yeah, this is the only blue deck other than Delver he does not play deep analysis, which is obviously a mistake.
And I guess he doesn't mind the rewind in the sense of that he still have the pulse in hand, so at any moment he can get the horror and play it again. He can draw any card with the walls, and he's getting more counters to counter that. So
oh, this is very, very risky because now Math Guy is going to get to deal with the horror.
how?
Because Kung Fu is going to be tapped out. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh,
No, he let the rewind resolve.
Sorry, I apologize.
And that's what I was saying. Like, he doesn't mind letting the rewind resolve because he can get it back with the pulse at any moment.
Yeah. Yes.
And now Math Guy doesn't have any more counters, and even if he has them, he got the prohibit back from the flickering both walls, so that he's trying to win that counter war by having the horror inland, since he has already the pulse, or even doing the Rolling Thunder for a gazillion.
Why is there still a Bajuka Bog in hand for Kung Fu?
I think that he has played lands every turn. That's why he hasn't played. I'm gonna go with that, but I haven't paid
well, no,
that
he
much
played
attention.
the Shimmering Grotto, but why is there no... Why is the Bajuka Bog in the hand instead of Shimmering Grotto? I'd want that in play as quickly as possible, personally, but...
I think we're gonna see it play. I think he just played the teaching, so I think that we're gonna see it play this turn.
Now, this is interesting because we know that Dinroba Horror... Never mind.
Never mind, he's just a drifter.
And he's just gonna Drifter. Is anybody here a wrestling fan? I know Greg is, but I don't think Greg's actually in the chat right now.
I have seen a few matches. Not a big fan.
Does anybody know who Elias Sampson is? I'd be really surprised if anyone does. You'd have to be like a hardcore fan to know who that guy is right now.
Simpson. I'm Googling here. Nope. I'm with Jen. Nope. No idea. Tell me, who is it?
I watched 90s wrestling. Oh, okay, so Goblin Guy, you watched the correct wrestling. Got it. Hold on. I hope you guys like the sound of my keyboard. Most people complain about it.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for what does that have to do with the game. So, waiting for that moment.
Every time someone plays a Mole Drifter, this is what I think about. He's a dude who works at the supermarket. Oh, God.
Wants to work with the drifter. Wow.
Shane actually kind of made me laugh. Thanks, Shane.
That's what you love, Shane.
I lived in the 80s. My wife does not believe I did because I know one Prince song and one Tom Petty. Rest in peace, Tom Petty. Macho Man, Sting, Hogan, Rey Mysterio. You only know one Prince song? I mean, I don't know many Prince songs. I know a few. Like, everyone knows Purple Rain. I don't know a lot of them.
I actually don't, so I feel bad, but let's just keep going with Magic.
Yeah, but you're young, so it makes sense. Anyway, so I think what Kung Fu is basically saying is, I know that game one I can beat you no matter how long the game takes. So I'm just going to accumulate as much land, as much counter magic in my hand as possible. Raise gas.
I think he's just going to go for a big Rolling Thunder, which makes sense in a deck that just wants to throw it around and do nothing.
How old are you? What are you, like 18?
I'm actually 31.
You're not 31.
I am.
I don't believe you.
Fuck. Send you my driver's license. Does that work? Does that have my age? Yeah.
If you're 31, you don't know any Prince songs. Never mind.
I wasn't raised in the U.S. How am I supposed to know your music?
Dude, the whole world knows who Prince is.
That's not true.
Yes, it is actually.
That's not true. Ice is actually 310 years
Even
older than
Zayn
French
knows who
Ghost.
Prince is, and I don't think Zayn listens to music that aren't memes.
Saying, do you know who Prince is? Is he? Saying says no. Confirm. I don't know if that added up to 30. I actually don't know what Shane said, but yeah.
Ice is actually 310 years old in a trench coat. Wow, okay.
You see? Z doesn't know any Prince song just by name.
Oh my god. I am old. Whatever.
So we see that the horror is coming in. He's gonna get excluded. We're gonna see a prohibit on the.
Well, it's gonna attempt to be excluded.
And then it'll be a prohibit, and then that prohibit will meet another prohibit, and then we're gonna see a flicker in both walls, get another prohibit.
Well,
the prohibit.
no. There is one big thing here.
Tell me.
One of those walls is going to be dealt with. Actually, no. Kung Fu's not going to go for the flicker here. Never mind. There's no point because he can't recast anything, and he has to respect stagger. He has to respect stagger shock and vacuum spray at this point.
I think that you're wrong.
Mind.
I think that he's gonna go for it. When you're Tron and you have infinite mana, you're just gonna make a point and just keep getting cards. And then he's gonna get stagger shot on one of the walls and the magma spray the wall. And this is gonna be interesting because your point of just resolving the horror forever, it's not gonna happen. He's just gonna get rid of one of the walls forever.
That sucks. For Kung Fu, that sucks. It's not going to be. It's not going to make or break the game, but it does suck that happened. But
I think he's fine with it because he will pose. He will let it resolve, get the pose on the horror now, and now his opponent doesn't have any counter for it.
I'm gonna miss Tom Petty, man.
And then next turn he'll resolve the horror and start flickering horror with wall.
You really 31?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, fair enough.
Born in 1986.
Gobbly guy, that. Come on, man. That's really not. It's really. It's not really called for what you just said.
I agree, man.
Like I'm not gonna go any further into it, but it's really not called for what you just said. Did you just see Expedition map and all 3 Tron pieces?
Yep. And I think that he's
really
just building a big Rolling Thunder at one point and just kill him in one hit.
Alright.
Thank you, Shane. He was a great friend. George Washington was a great guy. We used to play whatever you play at school at that point. Yeah.
Okay, apparently it won't let me. Not to be a jerk, Gobbly, but can somebody please just time out that Gobbly for like a quick second so that comment's not said in the chat? Anybody who's a mod? Ice could also do it.
I think I did. There you go.
Ice did it. Okay. It's okay, Gobbly. It's just you know.
Yeah, come on, mods. There's like 5 mods online and I had to do it. Ice has to do everything. Yeah, I think Kung Fu with 15 cards in deck, I think that he's just gonna go with the big Rolling Thunder at one point and just win the game.
I really think that's what he's setting up to do. What is library counts? I think
13 like from what I can
13
see.
13 to like 31?
Yep.
33? 31?
Yeah, I think it's 31, which it's interesting because we haven't seen this the stupid creature that Snowgo has, but at the same time, it's like he hasn't done that much. Like it seems like he's just resolving something, and while Tron keeps getting more lands, getting more mana, flickering, having creatures on board.
That's a lot of walking with the Drifter right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna take this opportunity to kill the demonic wall, which Oh, does that mean the wall's gone forever? I don't know if there's any other way to return it anymore.
He runs 2 pulses, I think I saw.
Well, he used both, didn't he?
Oh, he has a third wall though.
Oh, never mind. I apologize. I love how the moments piece is still in his hand. So, Kung Fu has currently, from what we can see, 12 plus 6 was 18, plus another 6 is 24, 25 mana. So, actually, currently, never mind. Bad Guy's really dead to any Resolved Rolling Thunder right now.
Which I would do. I mean, attack with both drifters and just go for it.
Well, is there mystical teachings in the graveyard? Because if there is, he's not going to do it into that.
He still has the Bajuga Bob that he can clean the graveyard.
Oh, there's a Brilliant Storm into
Nothing.
3 relevant cards.
Nothing.
Actually, not irrelevant. I mean, they do counter the Mnemonic Wall, but... So, if Kung Fu goes for the Rolling Thunder and there is no teachings in the graveyard for...
Even if he has the teachings, he has the bug right now. He can play the bug, clean out the graveyard.
Yeah, but he can play it in response. And there is no teaching, so if Kung Fu decides to go for it, he actually does just win the game. He doesn't have a reason to go for it currently, and we know that technically Math Guy is kind of dead in the water because he has to sift through the next, well, now 2 draws. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Ghostly Flicker on Mole Drifter and a Prophetic Prism in response to this Exclude.
Which is interesting because he only has 10 cards in library, so he'll be down to 7 next turn. So his timing is running out to running that Rolling Thunder.
All right, so Math Guy has 1 draw that we all don't know about, I believe.
The reason for it is to end our mystery. It's not mystery. This is a great game of Magic where nothing is happening.
Shane's not wrong. Call that what it is. What does Math Guy draw? Math Guy draws a Scred. Again, if Kung Fu goes for it, the game is over. Kung Fu does not know that there is no counter magic, though, in Math Guy's hand. So, it's going to be very interesting to see.
It would be great when he just go at the end of the game. It's like 1 card left in the graveyard or in the deck and just go for it. And it's like, oh, he didn't have the counter. I could have won 5 turns ago.
Yeah. All right, I think with 1 card left in hand, he has to go for the Rolling Thunder now. I say first to 20 Lance wins. I gotta admit that the chat's making me chuckle a little bit tonight. I gotta admit.
Shiny Lance is actually pretty hard to get though. Is he gonna let me resolve?
Can I get some Craigs? Can I get some Craigs in the chat? I miss Craig. I want some Craigs in the chat.
Is he going to flicker the Drifter is the question, and then...
I just go for the Rolling Thunder, damn it.
This feels again like the Elf versus Elf, where Shane never wanted to just win the game.
And then Jen kind of threw it away. Thank you for the Craigs. Yes. Hello, Craig. I'm sorry, Jen, but you did. You threw that away.
So I think he's going for it this time.
No, he's going for it. So we're going to see Jenstakov win game 1 and be on match point for
Combo
CPC
Tree
Season 2.
wins game 1, not Jen.
What happened?
You just say Jen instead of Kung Fu. You're so tilted, Archie.
I did. Oh well.
You just raise the hope for Jen. Jen is like, I win? Did I win? No, you still didn't win, Jen.
We'll go with Jen is actually screw it, who cares? Sure, Jen. Whatever.
Jen won his first match. Sorry, I'm eating.
Wow.
Just 1 game for Jen. That's it. 1 game. Still loses the match.
Well, technically, if you take the 1 game that Jen won here and the 1 game that Jen won against Shane and put them together, he wins a full match.
There we go. Sideboard. Hydroblast, Pyroblast, because everybody just brings them in regardless of what we see.
Magma Spray is actually quite good in this matchup because it removes the creatures from play. So I can't say I don't see him sideboarding those in. I know he's probably going to sideboard in the Pyroblasts. The Ancient Grudges, I think attacking his men is not going to do anything. So I just don't think that. Good quote, Raptor. I I hate my life. I just don't think that the Ancient Grudges are worth it. And I don't think the Spellstar sprites are worth it, to be quite honest, either.
I agree with you, although we've been wrong in pretty much every sideboard. They take very different approach than what you and I would normally do in sideboard,
right,
so we might be surprised.
Here we go. Here's how I can guarantee we're going to be right. He's not going to sideboard in Cop Blue.
Okay.
There's just no way.
I'm with you. There's no cup blue in this one.
There's just no way.
And again, there's no cup blue in the sideboard, so I'm pretty sure that they would not be there.
So right, there is no graveyard hate from Snowgo, which is interesting. Looking at Kung Fu's deck, Kung Fu has a lot of relevant sideboard cards. He has 4 Wretched Gryphs and 2 more Genova Horrors, plus 2 more Power Blast, and the Hydro Blast are relevant, plus the Dispel and the Ghostly Flicker.
So the question is what to take out at that point.
Yeah, we're basically going to see Kung Fu turn into the most aggro-tron you've ever seen in your life. So we're probably not going to. I mean, I'm pretty sure Crop Rotation is coming out. We're probably going to see Crop Rotation and Moment's Peace come out for 4 Wretched Gryph.
Yep.
I have to imagine the pulses are there to stay.
I don't know if I would keep the horrors or even bring more. If I want to be more aggro and try to just roll Thunder out.
I'd bring in 1 more horror. I'd bring in at least 1 more. I would take out, like, the thing about the Expedition maps is getting Tron early is not needed. So you can easily just swap, like, a map for, like, a horror. He could keep in the Rolling Thunder. I don't know if I would.
You see, I look at it the other way around. Well, I would keep the Rolling Thunder just for the late game. And just ignore the horror plan and just try to aggro them out with the Griffins.
Math guy had to mulligan that one, but this hand's not terrible.
Yeah. Kung Fu has to mulligan that one too.
Okay.
And now he gets 2 pieces again.
Okay, well, all right. We can just Michael Ruru this thing up. Hey, he actually has Urza's Tower for once in his life.
Still white borderland, so I still don't like his list, but just besides that, I'm okay with it.
I don't like those Tron lands personally. I like old school ones.
But turn 1 Tron, turn 2 Tron, turn 3 Signet into Evoke is pretty good.
Clearly, I don't know how to play Magic at all. Like, I would just not keep in Crop Rotation in this match. I just see no point in it.
The funny thing is that I'm with you, and I'm considering myself not a great player, but at least average. And we have been wrong in every single sideboard decision this game.
I suck. I'll just go ahead and say it. I suck. Don't ever listen to anything that I say.
And Raptor, like we mentioned, and Raptor is mentioned, and it's like that no hate for Graveyard might be a big difference for him. I mean, the Magma Sprays only do 2 damage, so you need 2 in order to deal with something, or at least something else beside it. While dealing with it, it's hard.
Kung Fu is probably staring at this Crop Rotation and saying, how do I file for compensation for screwing up my own sideboarding? Kappa.
Judge, just go the judge. We're fine.
Crop gets him to try to move faster. I hate against Spellstars, but against it isn't bad. Yeah, but my problem is, like, what are you keeping in Crop Rotation? Like, what is Crop Rotation replacing?
Yeah. It's not about taking it out. It's more about what is better than it. Because there's so many good sideboard cards that were like, Crop Rotation is one of the least impactful ones in this game.
What is it better than? And it's literally only good in the first few turns, Shane, in my opinion. Like, not Crop Rotation is barely going to do anything.
I like this from Math Guy. He's like, I don't need lands right now. I'm just having my Evolving Wilds and the Terramorphic here. That's it.
For sure. Hey, look, all 3 Ghostly Flickers. Have fun.
That's bad for Kung Fu. He doesn't need that many Ghostly Flickers, especially right now.
Can you imagine if Cranial Extraction was legal in this format?
No. Just no. Please no. We'll be removing the over all day. So good.
That's fair, Shane, I suppose. Crop for Bog in response to a Pulse Scrounger, or if Math has tapped out Bogs. That's also true. I don't know. I don't... Actually, I guess you could say that Crop is kind of better than Expedition Mat. So I can see that. Excuse me. Oh, no. He's still really good at drawing 2 Urza's Mines before he draws the final Tron piece.
But he has an impulse in hand. He'll get it. I mean,
That's very
this game
true.
is not gonna finish anytime soon, and we only see draw cards and counter creature spells in Math Guy's hand, so it's not like he has something. Although that rewind might make a difference.
Is it right for Math Guy to keep Impulse? Why did Math Guy keep Impulse?
Because he only has one creature, and he doesn't do anything except that creature.
That is very true.
I mean, this deck is kind of weird in that sense that its only creature is to help him deck out the other opponent. It's not actually to attack. So that's kind of like your plan C, I guess. Plan A, plan B would be to normally just bore your opponent out. But then at the late game, you do want those pulses to help you get that creature back.
Yeah, it was right. He put in the retroglyphs. All right, so there is the final Tron piece off of Impulse. So we are going to see an actual game, although now we're going to see the Mystical Teachings engine get going. Hi, Shane. Math Guy doing considerably better in this game than he did last game. And there is a Magma Spray.
Not on this version, Ska. He actually doesn't run any Sprout and High. We haven't seen you in a while. Yeah.
Nice. Hi, Sky.
This version only runs this Scrounger, I think it's the name of the creature, and boring your opponent as a winning condition.
Oh, and he can cast Retroglyph leaving up Prohibit. This is going to be huge. Prohibit with Kicker. Like it. So, he's just going to let the Retroglyph resolve.
Interesting.
That is quite interesting, actually.
I mean, he has better targets. I get that part, but at the same time, it's like, what do you want it for?
Wholesome Rasa to get more lands. I like that from Math Guy. He's playing the control route. Make a land drop every turn that you can.
Search as he has all the colors that he needs. Getting more snow lands for spread.
Ooh, double Magma Spray is actually kind of good if you can get a second mount at some point.
Sorry to hear that, Sky. It happens.
It's cool, Sky. At least you're here now, dude. I'm sorry you have to listen to me, but Ice is here.
You're watching the finals. I mean, this is the best game that you can get. Match 5, last game. We have one game for
last game. Potentially last game.
Well, I'm betting on Trump taking the game since Tron is already assembled, but almost last game of the night. Very slow one though, but it'll be a very interesting one.
That's very true.
With 3 flickers in hand, just evoking into flickering, it's always good.
Yes, it is. This I'm commentating with Ice tonight because Shane showed up late, and I just decided to go with it.
Soothing voice of, fuck you with LL Ice. Ice, only Ice.
Can you please not say the F word so much? I don't care, but I know Zane does.
I only said it once, my bad. Sorry.
It's the second time.
Sorry twice.
The soothing voice of lice. You'll always be Ice to me. You fight over this remote? You probably do, right? With the Dispel? It's going to lose out to Pyroblast, but...
Yeah, but you don't have that many targets in hand for that Dispel, so I'll definitely would do it. I mean, you want to put as much pressure as you can, and your creatures are very important for that.
Now, the interesting thing here to note is you can't flicker a Wretched Griffin draw cards off of it.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, because it's when you cast it.
That was the draw that Kung Fu really wanted. A Mystical Teachings of his own. That can get him crop rotation and get him Bajuka Bog.
And Math Guy seems to be running out of anything. He just had 2 Magma Sprays and an Exclude.
There's double Mountain for Magma Spray.
We just need Kung Fu to get his horror plan in play, because 3 flickers in hand just for the Griffin.
Yeah, 3 flickers and 1 horror seems pretty good right now.
Not even Prisms here.
Math Guy back down to 20.
Great.
It took many years, but it finally happened.
Great.
We're right back where we started. And the teachings on main phase. Why aren't you teaching us on main phase? To get Pulsum Rasa. That's why.
Get another
Pulsum
Drifter.
Rasa, probably going to see a walk with the Drifter. I would not cast it right now, but
You would not risk it? Yeah, you don't have color, man. I guess you can always wait.
no, you do have colored mana. The problem is you can't kick the prohibit, so you can't counter an exclude or a rewind.
Oh, he was actually targeting the Griffin. He didn't target the Drifter.
Oh, that's much different.
Am I right, Z? I don't see if it was targeting.
Yeah, he targeted the Griff. So he's gonna get to draw. He's gonna get to draw a card, but the exclude is going to counter it.
Both players draw a card. One card for you, one card for me, and another trunk plant.
It's a lot of power plants and a prohibit drawn, and a stagger shock drawn. So probably gonna see stagger shock plus Magma Star on this retrogriff. Never mind. What do I know?
I will not do that, especially when you're at 20.
Yeah, it's true.
And we know that he has 3 flickers, but at least you can expect that he has 1 flicker in hand. Like it
Still
would not be out
not-
of this world.
Still not a prism, but 2 signets with 3 ghostly flickers. It's really
Still nothing.
that has got to be the most annoying thing right now for Kung Fu.
I still think that deck needs a crusher in the sideboard. I would take one of the horrors out and put 1 crusher in the sideboard. Just play the rook. Just have a crusher, finish the game, you're good.
And before Math Guy draws Cabal Therapy. Wow. Does Cabal Therapy make you discard all copies of the card in your hand? That's never actually come up for me, so I don't actually know if Cabal Therapy says that.
Yes.
It
I got a
does?
confirmation from Z in my ears that it does.
Wow. That's never actually come up for me in any vintage game. Cabal Therapy no, it's never come up.
I'm actually surprised about that.
Cabal Therapy is a stupid card. I've never gone Cabal Therapy against an opponent from Dredge named like Force of Will or like Tormod Script and discarded more than 1. I've just never had it happen.
That's the part of the card that is so good. Another impulse. Let's see if he can actually draw something. I mean, it's sad to see him, although the pose might make a difference if he still has the Drifter. I think that he still has the Drifter, though I can barely see the sideboards from here. Yeah, he still has a Drifter, so he still can pose into Drifter and then start flickering to get a lot of cards. Thank you, Zane.
I just heard back from Long Time Gone. Gatherling should be up now for those of you who may want to check it out. To check out the Pauper Classic Tuesdays tournament that will be happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If somebody could please do the command for it, I would appreciate that.
Thank you, Z, for showing us the graveyard. And as you can see, not much has happened in this game. It has been actually a pretty slow game.
No, not CPC, PCT. There you go. Thank you, Shane. Yes, there's a CPC. Make sure to watch the CPC inside the CPC channel. Sorry, that was pretty funny. And Jen can confirm it is back to demote Ice. I'm not demoting Ice. Ice, I think you're pretty much my best mod.
I am?
Next to Jen, yeah. You and Jen are my best mods. Well, Jen's the best mod in like every channel that he's in.
I agree with you. But I don't think I'm the best mod. I'm just troll around. He also check his phone. Okay. They have a private conversation. I'm not gonna say what I was thinking because you'll be mad at me. So I'm not gonna say that word again.
Hey, want to play PUBG after this? Sure. It's probably the beginning and end of the conversation. Jenny is Fuego. Oh god.
I'm not gonna go there either. And we still see the 3 flickers in Kung Fu Tree's hand. Oh, we finally see a creature from the Snowgo player. So that's the whole point of the deck, bringing that creature into play and start drawing same cards over and over and over again and trying to control your opponents and bore them out to death.
This matchup is taking a turn for the worst for Kung Fu. He's not drawing anything at all whatsoever. Meanwhile, Math Guy is full of gas.
He still has the drifter. I mean, he can hunt it like he will. He seems like he's gonna click it now.
You know the funny thing about these ghostly flickers is 4 more swings and Math Guy dies?
With just one creature.
Those ghostly flickers protect it. That's a thing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We have a clock now. And a
We
thunder.
have a rolling thunder. But there's no second red, so never mind. Who gives a crap?
It's true. And he doesn't have any counters in the other side either.
Okay, so 1 Stagger Shock's not going to do it. This Magnum Spray is going to be met by a ghostly flicker. It finally did something.
And
actually, theoretically, he could get a second red if he used to like do some flicker shenanigans with Shimmering Grotto. He's not going to, but
I mean, this flicker is pretty much still in the game though, because that 6 damage to turn, it's actually a very big clock.
It's a very huge clock.
And it
There's
doesn't
a
seem like Math
flashback
Guy
thing
has anything.
on Pyroblast, so that can deal with one of the ghostly flickers, but it's not going to deal with both.
And he's gonna try again. Magma Spray.
Magma Spray on that. Alright, here we're going to see another ghostly flicker, unless he just wants to let the Retrogryph die, which I would highly disagree with, but
I mean, he has a Mystical Teaching, but I'm not sure if he wants to fight that much.
I don't think that matters.
It's funny that he has the Rolling Thunder. I would just let it die. Rolling Thunder.
No, I wouldn't, because any resources that Math Guy uses now is just better for you for the Rolling Thunder to actually resolve.
Sure.
No, he decided to keep one of the Rolling Thunders. Decided to keep one of the Ghostly Flickers. That's fair. I can understand that. It makes the Mystical Teachings worse if he wants to go for any removal.
Because he's gonna go for Teachings now. Grab, I'm assuming, a counter spell.
Teachings. If I was Math Guy, I might just flashback my Teachings for a Scred, maybe? Impulse. Okay.
Not sure where he's going with this. Another land.
I do. I mean, I know where Kung Fu's going with it. I think...
Getting the red source?
I'm not sure what Math Guy's doing. No, I think he's either looking for the red source or a Mnemonic Wall. Or the 4th Retrogryph. I guess that works too.
I think all the answers are here. Either Drifter or your red source or just another
No,
control.
he goes for the 4th Gryph, which I perfectly agree with.
With 2 cards in hand, I think I would have pushed for the Thunder. I really like the idea of just ending the game as soon as I can and not making everybody be bored, but that's just me.
Ooh, no Teachings. And, well, there's a Prism. Can he just win the game now? No, he doesn't have enough mana. Oh, wait a minute.
No, he can still do a tower.
No, wait a minute. I think he wins now. I think that's actually game. I think the tower was just enough mana. Yes, that should be it. We're all free.
We're done.
We're all free.
We have a champion.
We do. Kung Fu Trees. The one person to defeat Math Guy this season. Kung Fu Trees, renowned to be one of, if not the best Pauper players currently, is your Season 2 CPC champion. All he has to do is simply not screw up on the X-Spell, because...
It's actually hard sometimes.
It's actually really, really hard to cast X-Spells on Magic Online, but we're not going to explain quality here.
Rip the perfect season for Math Guy with a 10 and 0. There's no more 10 and 0 here.
So the Patriots just got defeated by the Giants again? Sorry.
And we have a winner.
Yes, congratulations to Kung Fu Trees. I guess we can get him in here for an interview at the moment. Where the hell is he? He is online somewhere. There he is.
And he play around the days for the last one.
Yeah.
Zach got that.
So, Kung Fu, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that was a very close match. Ooh, wow.
You know, I have to ask. Did you just bank on Sean even if he brought
You are
red
the
deck
last
wins?
party.
I think I was betting that he wouldn't play Red Deck Wins because I think that. So okay, I think that he thinks that he's favored against Tron, but I think that I'm very, very favored against Snogo. So I think that
Oh, for sure.
like I think he thinks he's favored against Tron, and then Snogo, I think he probably also thinks it's okay against Blitz, which is why I think that he's going to choose to play that deck. So once I saw that Blue Red Delver's out of the way, I figured that it would be, I could just sneak in Blue Green Tron and I could hopefully catch his Snogo.
The mind games.
Hmm. I understand. Did any of your picks were any of your picks influenced based on player draw, or did you just pick whatever you felt comfortable at the time?
I mostly try to pray to line up the matchup. I think the player draw is less impactful than the deck matchup. So I got lucky with well, I guess not I think Snogo is a little bit underpowered, so I'm not entirely certain about that choice.
You can say that freely here. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you on that one.
I'm still confused for that deck choice.
Yeah, I think Snogo is a little bit too inefficient. And so once I lined up, I actually got very good lineups because I lined up. I basically, I managed to get my Blur Delver against his red deck wins, which is very important because that deck would.
Yeah, we were talking about that because we remember from the Swiss is that Sean, I believe from you, did not do very well against red deck wins.
No, yeah, that deck is basically the counter. So I managed to get Blue Red Delver against that deck, which made that's a big deal.
For sure. I have to ask, if you were to play this top four over again, would you still bring the same decks, or would you bring different ones?
I think Blitz performed extremely well. Yeah, I didn't lose a match with Blitz.
Yeah.
But that might partially be luck. I built Blitz to be very grindy. I don't know if you saw my game against. Well, you must have saw my game against Snogo, where I basically just grinded him out.
Yeah, I said to Ice, I particularly like the way that you played the deck, where you decided, you know what, I'm not going to do the all-in plan, I'm just going to do the chip-out plan, and then I still have the combo just in case. And you did kind of bait him into a part where he tapped out because he just didn't think you had enough, and you got him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think
Math Guy said he'd get rid of the crappy snow deck. Congratulations on second place, Math Guy.
Math Guy, you did great.
Yeah.
GG's. I think, yes, Snogo is probably a little bit underpowered. I think if you had basically, I don't know, like if you had a Tron deck of your own, that would have been very tough for me.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Math Guy didn't bring Tron, but I know that he's been testing Snogo, and he's for like the past, I think, 3 weeks, and he's made top 8 all 3 times of the PCT, but I think he keeps on falling just short against Delver decks. And I can tell you from personal experience, the Snogo deck does not fare against the Tron deck. I've never been scared of that deck ever as a Tron player.
Yeah, they're both kind of really long late game control decks, but Tron just gets broken mana, so it gets there a bit quicker.
Now, granted, it's very interesting because your version of Tron does have Rolling Thunder, which not every Horde list has Rolling Thunder, and both games you won with Rolling Thunder, which I think it's a very big, important step there.
Yeah, I think the one-ofs in Tron are really important because you're going to find them in a game.
Yeah.
So Rolling Thunder is probably the best win condition because it ignores graveyard hate. So I think you should definitely include it if you're building kind of this more combo-y version of Tron.
Do you think that it's a matter of a time and a place to have Rolling Thunder in your deck? Or do you think Rolling Thunder should go into every Dinrova Tron deck?
I think if people aren't bringing graveyard hate, you don't need it. But I think that most people these days seem to be packing like at least a little bit of graveyard hate, and it's tough to win if they kind of like can use graveyard hate to remove your loop. That's in those cases, that's when the Rolling Thunder works. Actually, in my game against in match 5, my Rolling Thunder was my last win condition. If he had one last counter, I would have lost.
I thought you still have one more wall.
I had one more what?
Wall, the mnemonic wall.
I only had 3 walls, and he managed to get all 3, and my pulses. So my Rolling Thunder was my last win condition.
Interesting.
Is Rolling Thunder basically the Emrakul of Tron? Yeah, more or less. Do you still like your your Tron deck, or would you switch it around a little bit?
I think this Tron deck is great. I just always thought it was great, and I don't know. Other people seem to like they're more control-ish Dinrova horror Trons. I don't really like those decks. So I like this kind of more combo-y version.
Fair enough. I see that you don't really like your counter spells too much in your Dinrova horror decks. I personally like more counter spells.
I think you're just way more powerful, so you just want to be, you don't want to be reactive. I think you rather be proactively just throwing big stuff at the opponent.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean.
So sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, catching Snogo with Tron is a big deal because like it's very tough for them to be able to deal with retroglyphs post board because they probably need to side out some number of screds.
I think you basically made Math Guy throw the deck into the fire. I think you basically did that tonight. But yeah. So again, Kung Fu, congratulations. I'm not going to keep this interview too much longer because I do have to wake up at 6 in the morning. Is there any final words you'd like to say before you are sent off?
I guess I just like to thank everyone who's helped me test it with decks. Yeah, so that's like Saitama and like the Pauper Discord. So yeah, I mean all of my decks were pretty much brewed with their help. So yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, it's very, very cool. Ice, as always, I'd like to thank you for hosting this with me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So with that said, that's going to bring Season 2 to a conclusion. Now, when or if there is a Season 3, it's going to be well after the new year, probably in late January, early February. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who watched, everyone who competed, everyone who supported. Math Guy will get you your prizes in just a little bit. Or you can, I guess, contact Zane when Zane's not busy. So, I don't really have much to say. I thought the season went better than season 1, but season 2 showed that, there's still work for improvements. Again, you can follow all of us on our individual stuff below the channel. If you want to check out any of the deck lists that were used in this entire tournament, you can check out the Weebly website, which is also underneath the stream. And if you, again, want to compete in a Pauper tournament, you can compete in Pauper Classic Tuesdays. If you want to, you can do the command for... Nope, it's still wrong. It's PCT, not CPT. It's okay, guys.
I'll get it!
You can compete in that tomorrow. I am the one that hosts it. If you have any other questions, you can ask me tomorrow when you see me on. Just come hang out. Also, as Kung Fu said, you can check out the Pauper Discord. Plenty of great players in there. I know Kung Fu's in there. I'm in there from time to time. I know Mike's in there frequently. And do remember to check out Deluxikov. I know I didn't bring him up earlier, but but I should. You can always check him out on Fridays under Propaganda, and you can always check out his YouTube videos as well. He is a great production. If you want to play this crappy Snowgo deck and win the PCT, is a great place to do so. Okay, Math Guy. Now we know how you think of the deck. So again, thank you all for checking it out. I hope everybody had fun this season. I know most of us did. And I'm going to send you guys off to Lobert. He's doing Pauper right now. And we'll see you guys for the next season or something in between. Until then, good fight and good night. I missed that show. Later. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, all right. All right. You can just trade me whenever.
I'm out. Good night. Have fun.
Later. No, just write it in the chat, and I'll just put a notepad or something. It's fine. Sorry, my head's killing me. To be honest, I had to force myself a lot to commentate tonight. Fucking Christ. Oh, sorry. Yeah. If I can. If Magic Online doesn't want to freeze, why is it freezing? Okay. Is there any way to like? Are they all from cons? Is that? Oh wait, I know how I can do this. Just type in pay one life. Pay one life. There we go. So it's literally one of each fetch. Okay. I know that the Wooded Foothills and the Windswept goes to Shane, right? All right. Thanks, bro. Later.